We're talking about a biochip. Gonna put it on the back of the hand. Get thee behind me, Satan. What kind of chip could a cracker put in our hand and make us do something that niggas ain't already doing for the white man? Huh? That's what he calls us, niggas. Or he used the N-word. Shut up, fool. What kind of chip could make us more a nigga than he has made us? God didn't make niggas. The nigga was made in America by the white man. God didn't make niggas. Ain't no chip that's gonna make us more a slave to the white man than what's already in our forehead and in our hands. That's the mark of the beast. And so this cracker hates to see the real New World Order, which will return God's power to the face of the earth and permeate the universe. And then you would accept your own and be yourself, and you would begin to come up, black man and woman. Don't you believe this cracker wants to see you in power? You really believe him? That he wants everything to be nice? And he's telling you all the time he wants to get America back? You know, we are part of a system that's of the people, by the people, and for the people. In 1766, we were considered 3/5 of a human being. In the Constitution. Huh? Have you forgotten? Can a cracker just come among us and put you to sleep? Have you forgotten who this Peckerwood is? Haven't you forgotten that they always trick us? Look what they did to the red man and the red woman. Came in and married their women. Came in, the Indians, as they called them, taught them agriculture, taught them certain family values that they didn't have, a caveman didn't have. Taught them everything. And now the original owner of this nation is selling moccasins and blankets on a reservation. It was integration with the white man by the red man and woman that put them on reservations today. Came to Africa and murdered us wholesale. Our Holocaust is not just a Holocaust, devil. We've paid a hell of a cost. We've lost over 600 million in the past 6,000 years at the hands of this no-good bastard. And now you gonna start the cycle all over again because some cracker comes in saying, look, I'm really for you. I really want to work with you. If the cracker is serious, be like John Brown, goddammit. If you're serious, go kill some white folks. If you're serious, go take Rockefeller out. If you're serious, go and that same list you have for the Trilateral Commission and the Central Intelligence Agency, be like John Brown, Peckerwood, go take them out. Then we know that this is a real cracker here. And we still won't let him come among us. But if you're real, show us that you're real. The heroes and our sheroes and comes right up in our face and disrespects us. I said if we're going to be merciful, we give them 24 hours in South Africa to get out of town by Sunday. I say if they don't get out of town, we kill the men, we kill the women, we kill the children, we kill the babies, we kill the blind, we kill the cripple, we kill the crazy, we kill the faggots, we kill the lesbians. I said, God damn it, we kill them all. He said, well, why kill them all? Why kill the women? First, why kill the babies? They're just little innocent blue-eyed babies. Because, God damn it, they're going to grow up one day to rule your babies. Kill them now. Why kill the women in South Africa? I said kill the women because the women are the military manufacturing center. And every 9 months they lay down on their backs and reinforce reinforcement rolls out from between their legs. So shut down the military manufacturing center by killing the white woman. Why kill the elder crackers? The old crepit crackers in South Africa. How in the hell you think they got old? They got old oppressing and killing black people. Yes, sir. I said, kill a cripple, kill a hellfire, kill a hog, God, kill them all. Kill a faggot, kill a lesbian. And after you kill them all, I said that day about Mandela to let you know what he really knows about me, don't know a damn thing. I said, then you go to the goddamn grave and dig them up and kill them a goddamn again because they didn't die hard enough. And if you don't have the strength to dig them up after you've done all that work, just go to the grave and shoot in the damn grave. Kill them again because they didn't die hard enough.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Yeah, that's Khalid Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? I had to start off with some Khalid Muhammad, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that shouts out to the brother Khalid Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay my homage, but it's pretty easy today, you know what I'm saying, for us just to throw somebody away. And I see now that we really suffering from this white savior complex. You know what I'm saying? This white savior is going to somehow come, and if they just come with a smile on their face, they're invited to the cookout. Oh, they love black people, and you're so quick to compromise yourself is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling Bukhari earlier. Look, he says, and I disagree with him. I still disagree, right? But he says, right, if they tried to enslave us today, it probably would happen, right? And I'd be like, no, that's not true. It's not true. It wouldn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I got more faith in the people, but I'm like, yo, if a white dude just came up here, smiling in your face and say, well, you are a man, I acknowledge you as being a man. And talking about people of color, that's all they have to do is smile, talk about people of color, and you will allow some foul things in your community. You will allow them to do and say whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you will be quick to throw away your own, you know what I mean? But you won't have that same kind of energy, you know what I'm saying, the other way around, right? And we really suffer from that John Brown complex, you know what I'm saying? So just so I'm not going through this long, I'll put the link in the chat for anybody who want to come on here. But I want you to know, this is not something that you got to explain to nobody, right? You don't have to be ashamed or tell somebody I'm not this, I'm not that. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be for you, for your people, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody else is for themselves and we have no friends at the end of the day. I know we like to think that we have no friends, but I don't know how many times we're going to have to get burnt and learn this lesson. You know what I'm saying? And especially coming from a certain type of demographic, you know what I'm saying? Where they can just come in and tell us anything and we'll roll with it. You know what I'm saying? So before I do that, let me share the first thing. So check this out, right? Because I know we like to explain the situation, but everybody knows the situation. Look at this video I just saw.
Black neighborhood in need of help or a black person in a white neighborhood in need of help? Would you rather be a white person in a black neighborhood in need of help or a black person in a white neighborhood in need of help? neighborhood in need in a black neighborhood in need of help, or a black person in a white neighborhood in need of help? Would you rather be a white person in a black neighborhood in need of help?
Would you rather be a white person in a black neighborhood in need of help? Or would you rather be a black person in a white neighborhood in need of anything? Right? Forget help, but man.
Or a black person in a white neighborhood in need of help?
There you go. You know what I'm saying? We all see what's up because everybody knows what's up, right? They like we gonna help any and everybody who just roll up in our community. You know what I'm saying? We just want to hold everybody's hand. We love everybody. You know what I'm saying? But they also understand that you aren't safe in their communities. They know that they can come in your community and you will feel safe. Now, I probably would have been on that other side because I'm like, yo, I'd rather be black, even though I want to be in a white neighborhood asking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still a black man. I don't want to be white for nothing. But you see how everybody knows what's up? Everybody but you, because you sitting there still explaining to it. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knows that you are like, because we like to use the word simp. You definitely simps for the world. You know what I'm saying? For everybody who happens to stroll into your neighborhood and do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. So, you know, I just wanted to play that, you know, just to set the tone. Everybody knows what's up. You know what I'm saying? Who would you rather be? All right, so but I wanted to play this because I played it last time. Right, this goes into it. You know what I'm saying?
8 News.
It was about that dude Joe Morsi. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do this right because this just happened. I'm just gonna refresh your memory real quick. I'm not gonna play a lot of this.
At 6 begins with continuing coverage tonight. State Senator Joe Morsi declining our interview now after a whirlwind of allegations surfaced against him. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deanna Albritton.
I'm Heather Hope. His wife Myrna accusing him of infidelity, manipulation, and emotional abuse. The state senator firing back with claims of his own. All of this playing out in public statements this weekend.
8 News reporter Autumn Childress is live for us tonight. And Autumn, you have been following this story. So what can you tell us about this situation now?
Well, I had an interview scheduled with the senator at 2:30 this afternoon. Then minutes before that, he came out of his office, backtracked, now said he has no further comment. As you mentioned, though, this view then backed out.
Okay, but as of today, he has no comment.
No. This all coming after bombshell allegations from his wife Myrna. In a tell-all Instagram post, she wrote, "Marrying Joe was the biggest mistake of my life." 6 pages claiming infidelity during their marriage, emotional abuse, and years of him having sexual encounters with clients. She wrote that her husband solicited nude photos from workers, forced her to go to campaign events shortly after giving birth, and gave her an STD. Myrna and her family posted up near the senator's office today, but saying no further comment.
Yeah, but he got a black wife, so it's okay, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And let me do this because people is gonna be like, oh, all the good things he's done for black people. You know what I'm saying? Let's just throw all of this stuff out because he's done. So I want to show what he's done, and while I do that, I want to show him speaking in a black church. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can.
You're delivering hygiene.
So y'all can get, you know, the full aspect of it. So he could be talking to y'all live about what he's did for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, normally I would show it, but, you know, it's irrelevant. Stirred up controversy. Okay, hold on. Let me go back up. So Joe Morsi, who calls himself Fighting Joe, has pushed his way back into Virginia's political fold, you know, after being arrested for statutory rape. You know what I'm saying? You know, since we're going to be in the black church right now, you know, of course, he's boosted by a Democratic majority. Now, for black people, what he has done, let's see here. All right. So he has been one of the most prolific sponsors of criminal justice reform aimed at ending the disparity treatment of minorities and people of color, among those groups, black people being his biggest supporters, right? Now, During the local radio show, he was like blah blah blah. But you know, he got in trouble recently again for justifying or defending the governor Justin Fairfax against rape allegations made by 2 women, right? Since we're gonna give them passes, you know, so let's give all of these rapists passes, you know what I'm saying? So for black people, what has he done? So I got to give you why black people still support him, you know what I'm saying? Even though he has done this to, like, you know, young black girls, preyed on young black girls, but he has sponsored several bills, and including one that established a specialty court docket to offer treatment, monitoring, supervision of defendants with mental illness, right? So it's something for everybody. And inmates who were sentenced during 5-year period when juries were not told parole had been abolished in Virginia, right? So they were sentenced to, you know, an additional 5 years, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to, so I had to give you the positive things that he's done just so y'all can't say whatever. But anyway. So, you know, this has been going on for a while, though, because he's been called out for not helping black people, you know what I'm saying? But we let all of these people in our communities, and this is the only reason why I'm playing it, because I didn't see this video until last time. But check out these videos, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people was talking about her dad, but her dad is still out here trying to do something, you know what I'm saying? He's still fighting it to this day about what happened to his daughter. So let me play this.
The alpha plea was contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Contributing to the delinquency of a minor. 57 and 17 at the time.
Yes. And he has daughters older than my daughter.
Now, he was 57 at the time, right? And she was 17.
Minor. 57 and 17 at the time.
Yes. And he has daughters older than my daughter.
Yo, Kente, Coleman Pride. I'm glad y'all are on TV tonight getting this message about this horrible man out there to the people. And I just hope that everybody knows that there's white people and black people out here working against him. He's trying to exploit the whole city, our whole community.
We were at the 2 Street Festival. He turns around, he sees a bunch of people with the same shirt I have on. And I guess he becomes frustrated. And he walks over, I'm talking to another gentleman, and he walks in between the gentleman and I, and he points his finger at me and says, "That's why I took your daughter."
Is that something a slave master would say?
Absolutely.
People, don't he look like a pedophile on the Lifetime channel?
What's your name?
He look like that shit. Look at him. He look like one of them pedophiles. Look at him. Come on, sisters. This is the guy y'all still choose. Black women can be behind this motherfucker, but we got hard-working black men on here. We can't get a sister to stand behind us. Niggas like, man, we don't care about that shit, cuz he got my cousin Ray Ray and them niggas off. I don't give a fuck. I'll let the nigga fuck my daughter if he can get me off. The devil can.
Yo, you hear that? And that's the truth, right? You know, you got my cousin Ray Ray and them off. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He's exploited. But like, yo, it's okay because he's a white dude. He's a savior. You know what I'm saying? He could possibly do good things. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Ray and them niggas off. I don't give a fuck. I'll let the nigga fuck my daughter if he can get me off. The devil can come in our hood, trick us, make us think he with us, and we campaigning for him.
What you doing, my boy?
The devil can come in our hood.
Let me play this last part one more time because we just seem to be like, whatever.
We got hard-working black men on here. We can't get a nigga like, man, we don't care about that shit, cuz he got my cousin Ray Ray and them niggas off. I don't give a fuck. I'll let the nigga fuck my daughter if he can get me off. The devil can come in our hood, trick us, make us think he with us, and we campaigning for him.
Yep, we sure would campaign for him because all we have to do is just, you know, All he has to do is just show up, you know what I'm saying, and say whatever he want to say. And then if he smile and say you a man, then it's all good, it's all love. You know what I'm saying? So let me check this one out. Hold on.
Continue going with your story though, Mr. Pride, because I always. Okay, we got too many callers coming in. We continue going with your story though, Mr. Pride, because I always say, I sympathize with a father's pain. I don't have any kids out there, but I sympathize with your pain though right now. K-Dot Kente Show, calling you on the air. Talk to me.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm fine. I'm also 70 years old.
You 70? Yes, ma'am.
God bless
And
you.
I say that only to mention the fact that I know what it was like 70 years ago.
Woo!
I know what it was like when I was 17. Okay.
Yes.
And the thing that bothers me is that we have a lot of people who are African. Well, I hate to use the term African American. A lot of Negroes who are saying that, you know, they're going to vote for Joe. They don't even, they have no idea. They do not understand what has happened to us over the years.
Ma'am.
I say that one more time. She don't want to say African American. She said you Negroes. And this is no disrespect to nobody, but I'm just saying about this white savior complex is like pretty sick.
They're going to vote for Joe. They don't even, they have no idea. They do not understand what has happened to us over the years.
Ma'am, I don't want to cut you off. Say that one more time, because I have a lot of young generation that's looking at me. And they
I think she what's up, Melanated Goddess, by the way. I think she's saying like they like we still being ignorant. This dude has a whole past of using us, abusing black women, and like Negroes is still out here campaigning and voting for him. Like the brother just said, like, you know, they paying for whatever. So why is they, you know? And I think that I don't know though, but I think she's saying like we haven't even earned it because we acting like some like what America has produced. You know what I'm saying? Like and not that way either.
They think that's the answer. So please say that again.
What up, Bawana? Knowledge and wisdom, guy, as always, my brother.
Again, from an elder that's 70 years old. Can you state that again, ma'am?
Yes. I remember when I was 17, and the youngsters these days don't remember what it was like 70 years ago. They don't realize what it was like 100 years ago. They don't realize that we are not being treated much differently these days than we were back in the 50s. All of these things are happening, and we have our young black men whom I love. They have so much talent, so much energy. They have so much going for them, and yet they want to vote for a white man who knew what he was doing. It bothers me that he is supposed to be a mature man. A mature man would not do that. A man of conscience and honesty would not do that.
The alpha plea was contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
Contributing to the delinquency of a minor. 57.
Yo, what up, Bakari? And I know y'all was talking about the father. This is the father here who is still talking about it. This was from last time. I'm only showing it because I wanted to show this last time, but I didn't find it in time.
And 17 at the time.
Yes. And he has daughters older than my daughter.
Yo, Kente, Coleman Pride. I'm glad y'all are on TV tonight getting this message about this horrible man out there to the people. And I just hope that everybody knows that there's white people and black people out here working against him. He's trying to exploit the whole city, our whole community.
We were at the 2 Street Festival. He turns around, he sees a bunch of people with the same shirt I have on. And I guess he becomes frustrated. And he walks over, I'm talking to another gentleman, and he walks in between the gentleman and I, and he points his finger at me and says, "That's why I took your daughter."
Is that something a slave master would say?
Absolutely.
Man, we don't care about that shit, cuz he got my cousin Ray Ray and them niggas off. I don't give a fuck.
I'll let the nigga fuck my daughter if he can get me off. The devil can come in our hood, trick us, make us think he with us, and we campaigning for him.
Just like that, right?
We got too many callers.
And it's just like that, you know what I'm saying? Is you know what I'm saying? As a sick mindset, yo, they can just come in our thing and smile in our face and say, you are a man, and then, you know, we in it. But I don't want to get into that because I talked about that last time. I just wanted to show that video. But yo, the excuses that we make for other people who violate us, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's something else that I want to show, and I'm glad Buwana and Bakari here, you know what I'm saying? And you know, y'all can jump on if y'all want to. But yo, that video that y'all saw last night, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I even watched the whole thing, because I watched the whole thing today, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to talk about it, you know, if they bring it up, I can, but you know what I'm saying? I don't even think it was what they was even saying, you know, because the charge was the brother was too revolutionary. He wants a revolution. The dude wants a resolution, right? So how we can fix America. Because I told you, the most liberal person that you could ever find does not want to see their system torn down. But the problem is, if you take the root out of something, like if you take the roots out of a tree, the tree can't live. So if you take the roots out of what this system is, you know what I'm saying, it can't live, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. So, hold on, let me find the spot. And Bakari or Buwana or anybody, y'all can come on. But I want to show y'all something to see if y'all saw this part of the video. All right. Let me get to this spot real quick. All right. So yeah, I don't know if y'all saw this part of the video, but let me play it. I'm just interested in what y'all got to say, because I know we'll take people's word kind of quick or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they saw this part or if they'll take this as, you know, as the person who's trying to accuse the brother of being whatever he is.
Can speak, please. You showed me a picture of yourself in either South Africa or Zimbabwe, which was known as Rhodesia at the time, and you were kneeling over the dead bodies of either 8 to 12 black soldiers, and you had a big grin on your face. No, I didn't. I would like for you to explain to this audience, as some of your fellow white researchers have told me that you have murdered black people before in Africa. I'd like you to explain to this.
His fellow researchers have told, has put it out there that he actually murdered some black people in Africa before. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting. They ain't played that part though. You know, I just happened to see it. This is the end, so I don't even think they watched this whole thing, to be honest with you.
Audience, what were you doing in South Africa? Who were you working for? And what was the reason why you were standing over those dead brothers?
Okay, he is asking the question about my trip to Rhodesia, and this was during a time of war. I was acting as a journalist.
Now look at his face. This is the picture, and there's probably bodies around here, right? So look at the picture and then listen to his explanation about it.
I was brought out to Rusape, and at that particular time there was 20 individuals who had been killed, and I believe they were killed by Fantan. Fantan would be the equivalent of napalm. As a journalist, I was squatting down. I had my picture taken at that particular time. These fellows had some AK-47s. I was stating that it was a communist revolution, and that I was not in support, obviously, of that. The people of Rhodesia supported and elected and wanted Bishop Abel Muzorewa. They did not. They were not allowed to have that selection, but rather there was a forced election, and it was not by ballot, but rather by bullet. And I wasn't smiling. I was wincing a little bit because of the stench of the bodies in the southern African.
So is that a smile or a wince? You could be the judge here.
son. I hope that answers your question. What?
Did you ever participate in the murder of any black people over in South Africa? Because according to some of your other white researchers, you did.
No, I was not involved in that. I was engaged in a word war, and I went to Southern Africa. By the way, I was when I got off the plane, and this was in Johannesburg. I was arrested by the South African police and held in Johannesburg. I am still persona non grata in South Africa because I was going to Africa.
Now he said he can't go back. He got arrested for the crime of killing people, right? He can't go back to this day or to that day, right? For killing people, but he's gonna say it's something else. You know what I'm saying? But hey, like I guess we're gonna give him a pass. But you know, because you know Khalid got a scholarship, you know that was a problem here. You know.
I am still persona non grata in South Africa because I was going to Africa to put up a plan for a United States of Africa which would recognize the tribal, linguistic, and racial nation states.
Now, so he was going to Africa to colonize it, right? To put forth something, you know, under this white dude's rule, you know, where quote unquote racial equity, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote. Now, the whole time, what they don't tell you is like how he was saying, like, well, the black people are actually the racist ones, and Khalid Muhammad is Hitler, and all of this BS, you know what I'm saying? But he's not going to say that about one of his, you know, quote unquote founding fathers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I just think it's interesting how, you know, easily we would throw away some people because, you know, a certain person says it, you know what I'm saying? So. Exactly, Misty. Yo, and by the way, what up, Misty? It's been a minute since I've seen you. And that whole debate, you know, if you look at it, he only actually accused him of like two things. The whole time he was talking about crimes Europeans have done to each other and against the world, you know. But, you know, that's a whole nother thing. But I'm just shocked how quickly we would throw away our own. But, you know, should we throw away or listen to this white dude? Like, or can we even say that he was involved in murders and he was smiling in a picture with a bunch of dead black people in it? Or now am I tripping? Am I stretching the truth? Because I understand that they're ISIS colder and all, but I don't know. But I wonder what Bwana and Bakari got to say about that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if y'all don't come on here, I'll just keep going. You know what I'm saying? So let me do this, right? I'm gonna show the next thing. So since y'all will listen to other people and not me or any melanated people, let's check out this video here, and maybe y'all would listen.
Pretty rich, and a lot of international investors are overlooking the opportunities that exist in countries like Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. I believe that the next generation of ultra-rich billionaires in real estate are going to come from Western Africa. I had an opportunity to do consultation for a development company in Abidjan, and what I saw there was very surprising. The main business district, which is called Plateau, was so well developed that you would have mistaken it for a very wealthy Western city. And some of the areas that were less wealthy, like Cocody, had houses that would put any of our McMansions to shame. We need to have Western style finance, which is already coming out there, mainly through Deutsche Bank.
So he's talking about Western, they need to, you know, change the way that they do business to the way that they want to do business, right? Because I told y'all, they'd be like, yo, go back to Africa. But what would happen in 5 months, really, but like 5 to 10 years, they are coming back over there for the same cycle over and over and over again. So now this dude is looking to restart the whole cycle from the last 600 years, right? Where he recognized there is an economic opportunity in particular places in West Africa, you know what I'm saying? Which is about stop being stuck on one place. Yo, it's about getting what you need. The earth is what we need, you know what I'm saying? Like, the resources that we need, we can't hesitate to take it and do what we have to do to get it. But
and some of the Swiss banks that are making a lot of inroads into West Africa. As more of us Western investors realize that we can make amazing returns in Africa, we're going to start putting money in there, and it's just going to fuel a big fire.
I genuinely want to know what is going to make white people happy as a collective. I want to know. You have colonized the entire planet to where people that look like.
all right. So yeah, man, they out there. They trying to get it in. So listen, man.
City, and
like building what you have to build, the wealth, the minerals, resources, and all of that stuff is important. You know what I'm saying? But we just too divided to get on it. But since we do have a white savior in the building, all right, Bakari, that's cool. That's cool. Since we have a white savior in the building, you know what I'm saying? People might listen, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But let me play this, because this was a comedy show that a lot of white people got upset. But listen to some of the stuff that she was saying, though.
I used to hang out with Black Americans. But what surprised me most is that I felt no connection with Black Americans. And that surprised me. Now I know at the time I didn't. I felt no connections with Black Americans because Black Americans were woke. Black Americans had looked at their oppressor in the face. They had tunnel vision, just like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela looked at his oppressor in his face, and he had tunnel vision. They knew what was bringing them down. In Africa, we don't have tunnel vision. We don't know what is oppressing us. Because Because slavery just changed. It didn't go away, it just changed. So most people in Africa, we feel oppressed. We don't know what is oppressing us, you see. Those children in the Congo that are mining all of the coltan with their bare hands, they don't know that at the top of the chain is a white man. The children that are picking the cocoa, right? They don't actually know that the person at the top is a white man. I found out the farm next to my father's farm now belongs to Unilever. That's right. People in Africa cannot afford to buy land anymore. Do you know why? Because slavery never ended. It still carries on. They dump all their toxic waste all over Africa. All your babies' nappies are all over Africa. People cannot farm their land anymore. And you know what? Here's a fact. 3/4 of the people in Africa are under the age of 30. 3/4 of the people in Africa are under the age of 30. Majority of people in Africa have never heard of slave trade. Majority of people in Africa have never heard of colonialism. Majority of people in Africa only ever see white people when they're coming to save us. So majority of people in Africa fundamentally believe this.
Yeah, it seemed like a global thing, right? Because we all seem to think they're going to save us, right? Save us from Big Bad Khalid Muhammad, who's talking about, Black people, doing for self and having a revolutionary to create their own kind of thing, But there ain't no white dude coming to save us in the process, because it sounds almost like that movie, Black Panther, where they had the CIA agent, helping them. But yeah, it's for a good reason. We don't want to create devastation. Wait, no, we're 600 years too late for the devastation and war, aren't we?
Africa only ever see white people when they're coming to save us. So majority of people in Africa fundamentally believe this. They fundamentally believe that white people are nice. They fundamentally believe that white people will do anything to save them. They fundamentally believe that if they walk across the Sahara Desert,
it's almost like if a white dude just say Khalid Muhammad got a scholarship that was sponsored somehow by we would believe them, you know what I'm saying? Because fundamentally we believe this crap, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on with us globally.
They fundamentally believe that white people will do anything to save them. They fundamentally believe that if they walk across the Sahara Desert, cross perilous seas, the nice people in Europe will be welcoming them with big open hands. I say, if you don't want people from Africa coming to your continent, let them know the real you. That's right. Show them, because information in Africa, history is completely controlled in Africa. We don't learn history in Africa. Do you know what? Show them the brutality of the empire. Show them the brutality of the slave trade. Just show them. And you know what? If you don't want people from Africa coming to Europe, leave Africa alone.
Now you.
Right. So, you know, this is a global epidemic, man. We think that, you know, our savior is not going to look like us somehow. You know, we got to find a way to let somebody into the cookout. You know what I'm saying? We got to find a way to, you know, prop up somebody. And it's sickening to me, you know, that I can hear somebody say Harriet Tubman wasn't real, but I've never heard nobody say John Brown wasn't real. How many people have John Brown himself actually killed? You tell me that. Or because they say his group all the time, right? So I want to know how many he actually, what did he actually do himself, right? Do y'all really actually know the story of John Brown, or we just gonna take it because, you know, the white savior complex fits y'all mindset? Guess what? John Brown wasn't real. It's never been a John Brown. All of those abolitionists has never been there to save you, right? They all see you as the same, and you're going to be at the bottom of their system at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? All right, so you know, I always gotta go at this dude here, y'all boy Shaun King. You know what I'm saying? And look how he reacted when this young brother asked him about his question if he a fake Rachel Dolezal.
I just want to thank you for the part that you played.
This part, I'm just trying to get kicked out the cookout at this point.
And educating a lot of us for the obviously most abortion and prevalent issues here in the country. But you, as a speaker, for everything that you do, have obviously faced criticism in the past. Don Lemon called you Rachel Dolezal 2.0. Yeah, there's some information that came out which had stated some, which had showed birth certificate and police records stating you as a white man. What do you have to say to the people who accuse you and to discredit you and your work and label you as a con man lying about your racial profit and publicity? How do you, in your position, fight against that to continue the work that you're doing? Cool.
Well, it's a question that I've actually answered at great length. So I don't know if you've read what I've written and said and spoken about it. So you did the opposition research, but didn't actually read anything I said or done?
Well, it's kind of confusing, the stuff he said. One thing he said, he was a black dude. He said, oh, my father, it's two white dudes that signed his birth certificate. But, you know, but the problem is, you know, the amount of money that he has been able to raise, and then all of these families is like, yo, what's going on with these monies? You know what I'm saying? That you have been at like millions of dollars, right? Victims of whatever. And I know I would be like, Adam Clayton Powell has more blackness in him than this dude here. You know what I'm saying? But just look how defensive he got, you know.
Who sent you that?
This is just research I was doing this morning.
Say it again.
Research I was doing this morning.
For what purpose? I'm just curious. I'm not attacking this one.
No. When I found out you were coming, I just wanted to know things that people were saying against you, because obviously I'm a lot of issues on one side. I've read a lot about other things that you're doing. I wanted to hear about what your opponents had to say about you.
Do you believe that's true, that I'm Rachel Dolezal 2.0? Do you believe?
Yes, or the first Rachel Dolezal. She's Shaun King 2.0, one or the other.
Believe that? No, I'm asking you. I'm saying we're having a conversation.
No. I wanna assume that you are who you say you are.
Who do I say that? Of course I'm Shaun King. I'm saying I just want to understand. I want to get to the root of it. Let me break it down. In 2015, a guy named Milo, who was at the time working for Breitbart.
All right.
I have multiple.
He's saying that a white dude put him on blast, but you know what? A white dude put Thomas Jefferson on blast for having molested Sally Hemings. So, and we obviously know we can judge, you know, if a white person says it is true, right? So, if we're gonna believe the same things, I guess it's true. You know what I'm saying? So, this is another one, and y'all can give me more people. You know,
The he is
Y'all
mere.
had a lot of stuff about y'all girl Princess Diana though, but I'm gonna find Princess Diana for y'all. But all right.
Yeah, you can find a place in the Wikipedia where it says there are three races. Somebody ought to excise that from that supposedly educational title.
Now, okay, so Janelle, you've been making a career out of talking about racism towards Black people, right? So how do you actually feel about Black people when it comes down to actual things of tangible worth and not just making a living off of Black oppression?
How do you feel about reparations for Black Americans and others, that especially in this country that had to deal with the atrocities of, people who classify themselves as white?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm going to lose most of your Black audience now, but this is the way it is. The first modern human beings that came to this continent came from Africa. And the people who are suffering the most from COVID are Native Americans who came from Africa.
My bad, y'all. This is some crazy stuff.
We better start giving reparations to the people whom we raped, killed, murdered in various ways, and whose land we took.
They love her. They love her, but I think this ain't the right kind of white person that I want. I couldn't think of enough so quick. This ain't the right kind. It's like that white boy who is clearly racist, but we like to prop up other things and say we need to get rid of our own stuff for sake of theirs. Which you might. I don't even know why you're here. You just might as well go assimilate or whatever. But another group of Black people, this is a different group, but they love this chick here, this old white bitch here.
Let's start there. I'm all for reparations from there. Want to give them back the land? I don't think you want to. I don't think you would stand for that for an instant. But you need to realize.
Keep in mind the quote unquote people she talking about, Native Americans, they got and all of the things, like they've been signing treaties to go against Black rebellions and to catch runaway slaves. And one of the ways that they try to get out of this slavery, which ended like kind of quickly because they also was dying and getting like slaughtered, and Black people showed them how to fight. Like look up like the Wolof Rebellion in 1521 with Black people showing them how to fight back, right? But they was dying off and all of this stuff. But they sided with the European against us through all of that time. And they have gotten reparations, casinos, land, and all of that stuff. Now, whatever they agreed to, that's what they agreed to. That's why we should be more careful about what we agree to, too,
That they were the first Americans. We called them Indians because Columbus and other people didn't know where the devil they were. So they thought they were West Indies. They must be Indians. They weren't Indians. They aren't Indians. They'll never be Indians. They were from Africa, as we all were. So if we're going to start with reparations, let's make reparations to the first people, the first Black people who came to this continent. Let's start with those people we call First Nations because they were the First Nations.
All right, so she's saying y'all the Indians and y'all Africans at the same time. So she's not even trying to draw it because she's fully aware. And that's why I was surprised with what y'all was talking about with the debate. And yes, Misty, that is facts. This integration thing has killed us, and we lost sight about who our enemy was, and now we think we are our greatest enemy. I think, but just like with that debate, the dude, they come into our communities. Why you think they always in our chats and maybe not necessarily mine, but Black people's chats, listening to what we say and what we do, so they can find ways to try to use it against us. Right. Even when you look at that debate against Khalid Muhammad, the whole thing, the dude was just saying stuff that Black people say all the time. Throw a little bit of spookism in there and you'll get Black people like, we know the ATF is running in and busting our home. We know that stuff already, but then they would throw in a few lies on top of that. And we would just be so caught up with, this white dude is calling out other white people. He got to be a good white man. But they use these tactics all the time, not only to make a living, but to keep you in the position that you are, because everybody knows that all Black people want to do is love everybody and hold hands and just be equal and love and kiss and, you know, all of these things with everybody. But no, after all of the years that she's talked about the discrimination towards Black people, I don't know why she wasn't doing the brown eye test about what she called Indians then, if that's the case.
I doubt very much that there are unless you're in prison, and that's our new form of
Melanated Goddess. She said that she's African.
Of slavery in this country is the prison industrial system. You know it as well as I do. But if you aren't in prison, you're probably not being enslaved, and you're probably not living on a dirt floor without any electricity, without any running water, without any central heating or cooling or air, and 100 miles from a hospital. But there are lots of Native Americans who are living in that very situation. And now somebody's going to say, we gave them the land. We gave them a postage stamp size.
Well, did they sign? How many treaties did they sign? Like, how many? They got reparations, and if they let the $5 and you can learn from their lessons, right? They let the $5 Indians take their stuff, right? And it's usually the white one. They have the La Raza mindset. The thing is, we could never be La Raza. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can say it, we think it. That's why we let these kind of people into our groups and stuff like this, and they use it against us. But we could never be accepted. The only way you could accept it is if you breed yourself out of your own legacy, right? That's the only way you can be accepted into there. But we are never going to be accepted. Right? It's never gotten us nowhere, but we don't learn that because not all of them is bad. It's not about all of them. Who cares about any of them? It's about the system that's there. And it's not even their system. It's about creating our own. We know we need education for our children. So let's focus on that. You know, we know that we need certain things. So we're going to do it. But us even talking about that is seen as a threat. You know what I'm saying? Even to people like her, right? Because how she's going to make a living. And it also will destabilize, you know what I'm saying, the built-in protection, because who is going to give up their protection for nothing?
Of the land. We did not give them anything. We stole from them and gave very little back. If you're going to do reparations, let's do reparations for those folks first. I'm all for that. And I know now that that'll make a whole lot of people of color angry. But yeah.
She's not making people of color angry, right? Because she's talking about the Indians. She's making Black people angry because they all got to say the people of color because they just do be horrible to everybody, right? So they are horrible to people of color. We ain't in that group, right? Because we understand that, you know, we have no friends. Or I hope that we understand that. I don't think that we do. But it was the poor white ones that was the ones doing the damn massacres, right? Because they was the jealous ones, right? Well, whatever. But yo, in the beginning, yeah, she said there's only 3 races, and that's a lie. There's only one race, the human race, and we all come from Africa. People got lighter, people got darker, blah, blah, blah.
You have to, if you're gonna try to repair this situation, you better start where the worst damage has been done.
And what about the descendants of slavery?
I think the descendants of slavery deserve some kind of reparations, but I think the descendants of the First Nations deserve some kind of reparations too. And I think you can't do it for one without doing it for the other. And which one are you going to start with?
Black people.
Because you see, we tried to enslave Native Americans, but they would run away and get into the nearest village, and we couldn't tell which one. We couldn't tell them apart, so we couldn't tell which ones we had tried.
And see, I wanted to talk about Thomas Sowell, but this is about the white saviors. This is this half truth. You see how she just went right into the half truth. We tried to enslave the Native, but our diseases and all of this stuff killed them, and you know, a lot of stuff that went on. You know what I mean? But what she's trying to say is like, you know, oh, well, we done the worst to them. And she knows that there aren't many of them left. And most of them are those $5 white Indians. But as for you Negroes, you know, yours wasn't so bad. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, you know,
the nearest village, and we couldn't tell which one. We couldn't tell them apart, so we couldn't tell.
Oh yeah, and like I said, those peace treaties where those Indians helped the white people against us because they was just like how you would think of a Mexican today or Arab today or any of those groups have been doing the same thing since the beginning of this system. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't have no friends. But you're going to believe anybody who tells you anything because they smile in your face and say, oh, yeah, I see you have a I am a man shirt on. And I agree, you are a man. So now you're validated and it's cool. Because this white chick been talking about racism since the 60s because Martin Luther King got killed. Well, guess what? He got shot in the face. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to get shot in the face. So I'm going to take a different approach. He tried to love you and hold hands with you and talk about little black boys and girls holding hands and stuff and got shot in the face. What do you mean, Thomas? I don't remember. I'm not sure who Thomas is. I gotta remember.
Run away and get into the nearest village, and we couldn't tell which one. We couldn't tell them apart, so we couldn't tell which ones we had tried to enslave, and they got away. So we didn't start slavery with black people, what we call black people in this country. We started it with Native Americans, and we also brought indentured servants here from other countries to act as servants until they had.
Wait, didn't she say the Native Americans were the Africans? So what the hell is she talking about now, right? Because you see how she's tripping over her own words, that the Native Americans were Africans, right? Trying to play both sides of the fence, but the Africans who were brought over here later don't deserve reparations because the Africans brought over here first deserve reparations, but we just call them Native American, even though they look like Chinese and like white. But they've also gotten land and they settle for what they settle for. It's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? That's their group. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Thomas Sowell. Yeah, a lot of people, he's a black dude, but he he would go after Jane Elliott actually, but that's kind of the kind of person that I'm talking about. You know, Thomas Sowell, he's a Republican, you know, he's like one of those black Republicans from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He says a lot of half truths or he won't tell you the whole side of the story. And a lot of people are inspired by him and use his talking points, you know, but he's not a white savior. He had a white savior, but he's not one. So I couldn't put him in this one.
Had worked long enough to pay back what it cost to bring them here and what they should have been paid while they were working. So that slavery didn't begin with people from Africa in this country. It began first with Native Americans, then with white folks, then with people of color, then with Africans.
We hear the word reparations being thrown around a lot, particularly in politics. And it looks like, I guess somebody got some information that Black people in America are looking for some reparations because now we see that conversation. Well, would you offer it? Would you offer it? Would you offer it? Do you realistically see any type of reparation given to anybody in this country as we see it?
I think if you can prove that your people were one of those, was one of the families or a member of the family that was used unfairly, was enslaved, then that's one thing. But if you can't prove that.
See, she needs you Negroes to be here. So she got somebody to like, what they don't tell you about these abolitionists, right? They may have been against quote unquote slavery, but they don't think that you are good enough to run your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? They really don't care about you at all, you know? And she would fit in right along with the group, you know what I'm saying? And she can base her whole career because she wasn't basing her career off of these quote unquote Native Americans, but she know that they have a lesser population. A lot of white people classify as Indians. You know what I'm saying? A white boy was coming in here talking about some damn Indian. But you know, this is the person that we invited to the cookout, right? She's on the damn grill, and you don't know that she don't even think that you deserve whatever you're supposed to get, right? Because you're supposed to pay for the damn Native Americans, right? But in Virginia, Native American slavery was ended in 1730s, right? You know what I'm saying? But it was really ending before that. Let's be real. But I mean, this is how they feel about you, though. I mean, but you know, she is a white savior, so.
And that's another thing entirely. And I think practically every Native American in this country could prove it.
How would we
Because their
prove?
names. Well,
How would
they've got you can go through the, what?
I'm sorry to cut you off. How will Black Americans prove that if records and things were destroyed? And
right, because we was talking about black people. We talk about black people. They talk about people of color. She keep going back to Indians every time. He said, "What about American descendants of slavery?" She just spent 2 minutes talking about Indians.
How will Black Americans prove that if records and things were?
All right, hold on, Bakari. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Now, Bakari, I know you want to talk about that, but it's not about that. It's about the white savior complex, and it's not about, you know what I'm saying, no beef between black people, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to call out the white savior complex, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yo, what up, Antoine de Mela?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Your camera on though.
It's dog. Yeah, it's cool. Hey, check this out, right? The one guy, because I ain't going to be on long because I'm still out. How long you going to be on here? You going to be here like another 30, 45 minutes?
I don't know. Well, when I get through it, then I'm going to just get off.
Okay, well, let me say this right quick. I heard somebody say Jane Elliott was like a modern day Malcolm X. They had a whole thing going on Facebook. Something wrong with us. Then this white boy who done did some killing, he did some killing in Africa, didn't he? He can say.
Hey, his white colleagues accused him of killing. He said no, but his white colleagues said he did.
Yeah. So he can call Khalid Muhammad an agent for something he did at age 17. Can I call people name? I can't call nobody's name. I ain't gonna call their name.
No, you can say whatever you want.
But then you can get people, and I done called him out a couple times, like that dude, gas him up, and then Azuli, and people go to thinking, well, maybe he could have been an agent if you think about the whole thing, because he said it, a white person said it. Then you have people trying to figure out a way that it could be true. We don't stand strong for nothing. We are so quick to try to tear one another down. And the reason we want to tear one another down is because they're so scared of that goddamn beast. They scared of that beast. And people, you have to start calling these cats out. Like, goddamn, dude, a white person can just say anything. And once they say, don't care what it is, then it's true just because they said it, then turn around and say, oh, that's white man information. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's just absolutely asinine. No respect. We have no respect for one another. None whatsoever. None. And this Jane Elliott woman, oh my goodness. She done talked about how she have to fight racism on a daily basis. You don't have to fight it. You ain't fighting it. And that one dude who started talking about Black Americans or American descendants of slavery, whatever a Black American is, but she can't even talk about the so-called Black American without mentioning Native Americans and say something. You should have to prove that you're a descendant of slavery. See, the Native Americans, they can prove it. Like shit. Like black people can't prove that they came here on slavery. History prove it forward. But you will still have some of these old book dancing, tea toting, shoe shining, house Negroes caping for her. Because we are still trying to figure out a way to say everything and everybody is the same. Ain't no such thing as race. Ain't no such thing as black and white. Everybody, even though you can clearly look and see a difference. You can clearly look and see a difference. And since that was an old ugly ass white woman, I'm going to start with black women. You can clearly look and see the difference in people. Look at how beautiful a black woman is. Look at the black woman shape. Then look at them. 98% of them straight up, straight down, iron bowl backside. White cave bitch. As Ice Cube would say. But then look at our beautiful sisters. You can look and you can see the difference. You can look and you see, but we trying to figure out a way because we think, for some strange reason, we still think in every aspect of our daily lives, in every aspect of everything we do. This even down to these people that say they pro-black, pan-African. It don't make a difference. They still trying to figure out a way to find comfort under the white cow's udder. That's what they're looking for. They are looking for comfort. They are looking for something they think this will be easier for me if I deal with them. And on that note, man, I'm going to listen because I'm about to pull up to where I'm going, and I'll be back and try to get back on in like another 20 minutes.
All right, yeah, definitely, Bakari, because I wanted to ask you about something about Khalid Muhammad, but yeah, definitely.
All
right. Yeah, and shouts out to my brother Guy. What up, Guy? It's all good, my brother. Yeah, it's all good. And yeah, if anybody want to come on, and my brother Buwana, I know you're probably busy, you know what I'm saying? But I was interested in what you had to say about the Khalid Muhammad thing. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna come over here and say nothing about it, but I mean, sometimes I gotta be like, yo, if we gonna be like, yo, the people who blatantly talk about anti-blackness stuff, you know what I'm saying, are the ones determining who the agents is. I'm like, yo, what are we working towards? Because if we saying the one, because I don't know if y'all realize, but the Khalid Muhammad thing, he said he was too revolutionary. Like he was too much about black unity and fighting for black people. And that was the charge, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I'm interested in, you know what I'm saying, what people have to say, because But anyway, back to y'all white saviors, you know what I'm saying? Because I know Jane Elliott is at the cookout and all, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna finish playing this.
Destroyed, and we don't really have any actual proof of that. How would we prove that?
Are you sick of having issues with?
I was only like a few seconds. I don't know why they got this, but she's about to tell us how we could prove that we are us.
That how would we prove that?
I don't know, and neither do you. But you can't prove it by just the fact that your skin is very dark, because there are a whole lot of people who came here not enslaved who came with very dark skin.
I don't know if she's trying to use the East Indian argument, or she's saying, well, you can't just say that you're black and you get whatever that you want. Yeah, she barbecuing the ribs of Buwana. She's on the grill. She's on the ribs. She done made the Kool-Aid and all of that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't let her make the Kool-Aid. She didn't put enough sugar in it. Now we understand why, right? Because she spent a decade talking about Adolf and American slavery and how Jim Crow has affected these people, and started because of Martin Luther King getting killed, according to her on the Oprah show. But now when we actually talk about something that's real for black people, now is, we can't go by dark skin, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the natives were Africans, but we're only going to get it to the Africans who are going to say that they're natives, I guess. Maybe that's what she's saying. If Africans say they're native, we'll give them reparations. But I got a feeling it'll be the natives that look like her. What she basically hit you with, and Buwana, she basically hit us with that. I don't know. I don't know why they were there, and you don't know why they were there. You ain't gonna never know. But we do know that these Indians need it. But anyway, man, let me see if there's any more.
And there have been a whole lot of people come to this country without coming here as slaves.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of this, not other people's stuff, because we can't forget these poor white people who we like to let in the back door, right? Because people of color argument.
A lot of people come to this country without coming here as slaves.
So my question would be, what's your motive? What was your motivation?
All right, because my man is stuck right now. He like, oh, let me give it back to some positive. Let me save this white bitch here, but this is y'all hero. I couldn't think of any more, but I know a lot of black people love Bernie Sanders too. But y'all give me the right ones who y'all want me to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Princess Diana is one. But what other white saviors are there? You know what I'm saying? Because John Brown wasn't even real. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all probably are shocked about that, but you know, this is another John Brown right here.
So the question specifically, my black son, okay, I know you're scared to say black, I know you're scared to say reparations, because it seems like every time—
Ma'am, I don't think that's a fair
I let you
statement.
finish as well, but it seems like every time we talk about black people and us getting something for the systematic oppression and exploitation of our people, we have to include every other person of color. So today, can we please talk about specifically black people and reparations?
We can talk about
what black people like Jimmy Carter. I ain't know that one. Maybe we lost the Bill Clinton thing. If this was the 90s, I would have brought up Bill Clinton. But Jimmy Carter, though, I don't know. Yeah, Princess Diana and her black boyfriends. That's the start right there. You know what I'm saying? Her and her black boyfriend. I wonder what she ever did for any of these black nations, though. Besides go there to travel for some, you know. Obama. Yeah, Obama. I guess black people. Well, a lot of black people don't like Obama no more. But you know, he's a biracial dude too. Donald Trump. I mean, I don't know. Donald Trump. I think it's a lot of black people. A lot of black people don't like Donald Trump, but it's starting to grow now. I don't know. I need to take a list of all the white saviors out there so we can like actually examine how much of white saviors they've been. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some Princess Diana is on the list. I know y'all love her. So she's on the list. Barack Obama, he's a mulatto, but I don't know. Jimmy Carter, I don't know about Jimmy Carter. That might be a little bit too easy. Donald Trump, that's easy, but there is a lot of black people loving him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Talk about what I just indicated, in my view, is that when you have, and you and I may have a disagreement on this, because it's not just black, it is Latino. There are areas in America, in poor rural areas, where it's whites, okay? So I believe that in a country which has more income and wealth inequality than any other country, that yeah, the time is long overdue to start investing in poor countries. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country on earth, especially within the African American community. So what I've said black 50 times. All right, that's the 51st time.
And black and Asian and Hispanic and, you know, Colombian and white and whatever else too. You know what I'm saying? But yo, he definitely gonna get an attitude because I'm not gonna keep addressing this Negro question, right? Y'all Negroes supposed to just vote for me because you know, I'm a Democrat. I'm running. I'm Bernie Sanders. I got co-signed by a couple of rappers, right? I done preached to y'all. I came to churches. Kamala Harris. Okay, that's a good one. Kamala Harris. I don't think she's black. She's that East Indian thing, you know what I'm saying? So that might be an interesting one. Kamala Harris. Elizabeth. Yeah, she got exposed doing that whole thing. You know, I wonder if they got that diamond back yet. Yo, you know what's funny, Misty? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Chris Rock had a joke, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, the poorest white person wouldn't trade places with me, and I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Of the Negro. Yeah, that was a couple of Ronald Reagan. I don't know. Ronald Reagan is on like literally on camera, like talking about, you know, Africans don't wear shoes or clothes and stuff, you know. I don't know. He's like literally on like tape, and it was hard to get you on tape in the 70s, and he got caught on tape doing some racist stuff in the 70s, so that might be a little bit too easy.
times. All right? That's the 51st time. All right? But this is a national issue. All right? So what we want and what I believe we should do, all right, is to invest most heavily in those communities.
Yo, facts. JFK is perfect. I should have had something for JFK on this one. I'm gonna do JFK. Princess Diana, JFK. Those was pretty good ones. Hillary and Bill Clinton is pretty easy at this point though, because we already know like the young generation is off Bill Clinton and them now. If this was 1997, you know what I'm saying, I would do it, but yo, JFK, yeah, I seen too many black people co-signing JFK, and all of the stuff that he let go down is crazy. Like, yo, it's like black people, like even Martin Luther King started questioning JFK because he left him in the Birmingham jail thing for like all those days and kept promising them from day one, oh yeah, we're gonna get you out, we're gonna get you out. Oh, it's just complicated, it's complicated. Even Martin Luther King and his people was like, yo, I don't know about JFK, you know, he full of it, you know what I'm saying? And that was Martin Luther King. Muammar Gaddafi, yo, there's I'll let y'all have that argument, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not even going. Yo, I showed the thing about Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? But some people said he got influenced by the Nation of Islam, but the Nation of Islam, like you know, whatever they did, punished him for whatever he said. But JFK, I mean, it's like well documented. A lot of black people was talking about how full of it JFK was. So yeah, all right, Princess Di and her black boyfriends, JFK and his BS. All right.
Most in need. And when you have 35% of black children living in poverty, when you have half of the kids in this country in public schools on free or reduced lunches, when youth unemployment in the African American community is 51%, those are exactly the kinds of communities that you invest in.
All right. All right, so hold on. Let me see if there's any more, because I ain't have enough time to get enough white savior stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to show y'all something, though. Because I want to show y'all the beginning. Because Khalid Muhammad said children, you know what I'm saying? And some people got offended or said whatever. Yeah, they had great aim, you know, that is true. Robert Kennedy, yeah, all of them. You know, the Kennedys and how they made their money, by the way. That's a whole nother thing. But yeah, they you know, they was invited to the cook. They was invited to the cookout though. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. So I want y'all to see the beginning of this, you know what I'm saying? How they are raised, you know what I mean? So listen to this little kid, you know what I'm saying, who's a future friend of your kid. And Khalid Muhammad, they said, why kill the babies, Khalid? Because they babies is going to grow up to a pressure of babies. You know what I'm saying?
What is it, Kingston?
This looks like a weapon could kill alligators, or it could be a weapon to, for cops could kill bad guys.
Or black people.
Yeah.
Did you hear what she said? This is a weapon, you know what I'm saying, to kill bad guys, you know? Or yeah, and the mom got to throw in there to kill, because you know, one of the greatest allies and the greatest friends that we have is the precious white bitch, right? You know what I'm saying? We love them so much, right? And we already know that, you know, we're going to give them a pass, but this is what they teaching their children, even the children they have with you, brothers.
A weapon to, for cops could kill bad guys.
Or black people.
Yeah.
All right, so Khalid Muhammad also said, you know, why kill the white bitches? Because that's the manufacturing company for your enemies. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely want them out of business.
Debating on how I'm going to respond to this.
And I just wanted to first apologize for the way that that video was perceived. And that was never my intent. My intent was to teach him about police brutality. And
That sounded like she was trying to teach him about police brutality. Because she said, yeah, and black people, you know, when she's talking about bad guys.
how people of color are disproportionately killed by police. And I know that me coming on here and apologizing isn't going to make it go away or make people hate me less.
It might. It actually might, though, white bitch. It might. All you got to do is go to a black church or something, ask a preacher to speak, and black people might forgive you.
Or anything like that. And I'm not expecting that because it was an honest mistake. And I didn't have the intent of harming others when I made it. And the reason I deleted it is because people were offended by it. But I also want to say that people attacking others that simply know me from school or because they saw me once walking down the street isn't okay, and they didn't do anything, so they don't deserve that. But if you want to continue to do the things you're doing towards me, then that's fine because I made a mistake.
Well, that's the problem, my brother William. I've been saying it for a long time. We got no friends, but apparently, you know, there's enough black people out there that seem to think that we have no friends. You know, poor whites, right? These are the you know, poor whites I'm talking about, the John Browns. Those are people of color too, right? But also the Indians, the Asians, the Latinos, the Arabs. All of these supposed to be your damn friend. And we done held hands with everybody, but I'm the wrong one for saying anything. And if a white dude come on here and say, well, you know, he had a scholarship to go to a trade school one time and it was sponsored by a certain organization, well, you know, that dude got to be an agent. You know what I'm saying? But the person who got accused of, you know, killing somebody, well, that's neither here nor there, you know. But that's my bad.
And I'm going to have to live with that, but no one else in my life should have to live with a mistake that I've made. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I didn't mean it in a hateful way, just have a terrible way of getting messages across, I guess.
All right, so she can come back to the cookout, right? Don't y'all agree? What our real black gentleman? She made an apology. She's a white girl. Her ice is cold, right? We already got Jane Elliott working on the ribs, you know what I'm saying? Sean King letting in the people at the door, you know what I'm saying? But whatever. All right, I'm only going to play these last ones because I'm going to give my brother Bakari time to come back on if somebody want to come on. But yeah, I mean, yo, that's the thing, guy. We too many of us talk about this people of color and black and brown and black and yellow and black and every other color that you can imagine. When is it ever going to be reciprocal? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't even work together. And I showed y'all what they was talking about. I showed y'all the white savior who said they about to restart the cycle of colonization and go to West Africa now that they're starting to make money. But, you know, we do the same thing over and over. Yeah, and now she crying. But I agree with Khalid Muhammad. Shut down the factory. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to play this one because this is something else that y'all going to, and y'all might even like disagree with me on this one, but this is another white savior. You know what I'm saying? And this one kind of long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but it's some important things and I don't got no timestamp, so I'm going to skip through it. But y'all, this is another white savior. And this one is kind of crazy, right? Because I was just watching this and I just felt like I should save it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to play it just to buy some time, right? Y'all good old Tommy Hilfiger, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of y'all going to take up for this. Oh, he never said anything racist and stuff like that. It wasn't him. So let's see what his actual motives and what he did was.
Figure unfortunately feels the effects of it to this day. It sullied the reputation of his brand, and even 25 years later, some people still believe the original hateful rumor. Ralph Lauren was hip hop's favorite brand in the 80s, but going into the 90s, things began to change as Tommy Hilfiger would soon become hip hop's go-to attire. Part of this was organic, but part of it became intentional. Tommy Hilfiger started to emerge back in the 90s. Before that,
Misty, it's hard for me to have a set day. You know, I just came on here because I had to get, especially that the Khalid Muhammad and that first video off. But I'm trying to do like Sunday for the next like Black History course, and I'm gonna definitely have a live after that. So Sundays for sure, but I'm gonna try to you know, I'm gonna try to start, I guess, try to have a day, but it'd be hard with my schedule. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to have as much warning as I can, but a lot of times I don't have warning myself. But
that I would say between 84 and 89, Polo was king. But Polo wasn't making the kind of stuff we felt was next level, so a lot of people stopped buying Polo at the time. We started seeing this line called Tommy Hilfiger. Was there anything in particular that caused the shift? Well, it may have been Ralph Lauren not catering to this massive base of customers they had, because Raekwon had this to say about Tommy becoming the new and Ralph getting old. My thing was, if I saw a polo shirt with a lot of flags on it, I loved it. But when they just started putting a horse, I got bored with that. I remember buying a pair of Tommy pants for the first time. It was a pair of khakis that had that same tag, and they fit good. Next thing you know, we started mentioning it in our rhymes. In my eyes, Polo started to get old, and Hilfiger was new. Their first huge look was in 1992, while on the set of Yo MTV Raps with Mary J. Blige, Grand Puba performed their song What's the 411, where he rapped, "Will I be Puba on this here, the nigga from last year, Drabo's hanging baggy, Tommy Hilfiger top gear." This was big for several reasons. The first is that this was on Mary J. Blige's debut album.
Now, I just want you to show you how they use y'all, how they use us to make themselves billionaires. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. Like, they use young Black people, promote each other, because they don't just make this money by themselves. You know what I'm saying? They make this money by us, you know what I'm saying, doing the things that we do and promoting them. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to use you as free promotion.
Television, MTV. This is how Andy, VP of Marketing and Tommy Hilfiger's brother, would come across hip-hop's love for their brand. At the time, I lived up in Spanish Harlem on Broadway and 109th Street. I remember some kids came up to me and were like, "You gotta hear your brother's name in this song." I took it to Tommy and played it for him. While Tommy was walking through JFK Airport in New York with his brother after coming back from a trip to Hong Kong, Andy recognized the rapper from the group Brand Nubian. Grand Puba was rocking full Tommy. They had just done the show in living color. "Tommy, here are the guys that are wearing your clothes and rapping about you." To which Tommy replied, "Oh, cool, let's say hi, let's meet them." Puba was a bit shocked at first, not knowing who they were.
My bad, y'all. Everybody got this on there.
Themselves. Andy invited them to the showroom and offered to dress them and give them all the clothes they wanted. The next day would come. The time scheduled was at 3 p.m., so the team showed up at 2:55. It struck 3 p.m. No Brand Nubian. 3:15. Still nobody. And as Tommy looked to his VP of art direction, who he could tell was clearly nervous, he said, "Lloyd, relax. Rappers are rock stars, and rock stars are never on time." They would walk in at 3:45, and Tommy would greet them and give them thanks for wearing his clothes and promoting it. No press involved. They gave them about $20,000 worth of clothes, which wasn't common back then. None of their competitors were dressing rappers or even rock and roll artists. But Tommy was ecstatic. Wow. Can you imagine? They're freaking on stage wearing our clothes. They're saying my name in a song. Grand Puba was just as thankful. Tommy was very supportive of me. Whenever I had a show or video to shoot, they made sure I was good. They gave me whatever I needed. I could go to the warehouse in Jersey and get whatever I wanted. One time, Tommy even wrote me a check. A nice sum of money, 6 figures or something like that, to say thank you. He actually just called me out of the blue and was like, "Hey, here you go, man. Thanks a lot."
Nah, I didn't know they still made clothes. Nah, I didn't even know. But that's what I'm saying. This is how a lot of these brands got to the position. And I'm going to skip through it because it's long, though. You know what I'm saying? But this is just showing how they made themselves billionaires off of black people. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that we like to think that we don't do it.
out Hilfiger while wearing a piece of attire from the many boxes they had sent him decades ago. Tommy was ecstatic that popular artists and singers were wearing his brand. In a quote to the New York Times, he said, "Having the music puts a certain image over the brand. If you don't have the music, you don't have the cool. You don't have the young people. Every designer has a certain type of cool they're trying to put in operation." At a Grammy Awards after party, Andy saw Snoop Dogg. This was pre-Doggy Style, and the only reason he knew him was because of his appearance on Dr. Dre's music. He urged Tommy that they should talk to him because he was the hottest rapper in LA at the time. So he approached him with his brother and introduced himself. Snoop had heard of their clothes and was fairly receptive, to which Andy gave him his number and said to call if he wanted the hookup. He didn't think they would actually receive a call back, but the next day at noon, he had a message that said, "Yo, Andy, it's Snoop. I want to come check you out." He called him back, and within 3 hours, over with Snoop. By the next night, on March 19th, 1994, Hilfiger would get a huge look, as big of a look as you could possibly get. "Those guys we met, Snoop, they're wearing my clothes." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I forgot to tell you. I went to their hotel last night." He said, "Oh my God." The shirt Snoop was wearing sold out in Cuba. People undeniably made it mainstream. Diddy, Method Man, Limp Bizkit, and even Quincy Jones, a close friend whose daughter, Kidada Jones, was also working for Tommy at the time. Everyone who was anyone was there, and this model of fashion show would be taken and emulated by other people within hip-hop when launching their own fashion brands, like Russell Simmons' Fat Farm and Baby Fat to Diddy's Sean John. They were carbon copies of what Tommy jeans originated. The women girl prior to Aaliyah was far more hates us, ... and people began receiving an email urging them to boycott his clothes. There were two versions of this email. We'll read both of them. The first example had the subject line as follows: "Forward, Tommy Hilfiger hates us, ... and would continue in the body paragraph. "Did you see the recent Oprah Winfrey show on which Tommy Hilfiger was a guest? Oprah asked Hilfiger if his alleged statements about people of color were true. He's been accused of saying things such as, 'If I had known that African Americans, Hispanics, and Asians would buy my clothes, I would not have made them so nice. And I wish those people would not buy my clothes. They were made for upper class whites.'" What did he say when Oprah asked him if he said these things? He said, yes. Oprah immediately asked Hilfiger to leave her show. Now let's give Hilfiger what he's asked for. Let's not buy his clothes. Boycott. Please.
I agree with that. So I'm gonna stop it right there just to be a hater. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all need to be supporting your own. And exactly what I'm saying, my brother. Right. Yo, because there was a lot of stuff, because like, you know, that video goes on, but you know, black people came to his almighty defense and all of this stuff. And of course, he needed you Negroes to grow his brand. He needs you to spend his money. Not that he's going to put his money into anything that's for you and to help you or nothing like that. But, you know, the whole point of that is because I wanted to show you a couple of things. I wanted to show you a couple of things when it comes to our own, because we see how we can make other people's stuff a brand, right? You know, this black Messiah, you know, I mean, the white Messiah complex, this black white John Brown complex that we have, you know what I'm saying? So the clip from Oprah is in there, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you can show he's from Oprah, but he was saying the only time that he's ever been on Oprah was to say that he never said that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So he's saying that it wasn't true, and it probably wasn't. He needed you to spend his money and stuff like that. But I ain't even gonna play that whole video. Y'all can watch that video if y'all want to. And the dude probably try to make me take the video down anyway, but forget that dude. But you know, I just showed that because I show how y'all made Tommy Hilfiger a household name, and it was you who did that. But it's also us who, you know, can do the things that we have to do. So I got to show this with this brother here. Wasaya Collective and the Kyrie Irving. He just released the new Kyrie Irving shoe, you know what I'm saying? So
they have some quality shoes, but I'm going to go ahead and play that, and then I'll follow up with my commentary.
Made it as a high top. Like I said, we didn't design this or make this to be a basketball shoe, but but it does look like a basketball shoe as a high top. So I was like, you know what, man, let's make this.
Yeah, they was like he never was on the show except for the time where he went on the show to deny the quotes. You know what I'm saying? So and it was probably another company, trying to like take him down because that's just how Europeans work. But that dude was like never your friend or nothing. He just realized you Negroes was promoting and buying his stuff. So he's like, oh yeah, well, like give that Negro, a shirt so all of them go buy my stuff. But then when it comes to us building our own, what I'm saying, somehow our ice ain't cold at all for some reason, we think. And this brother is sitting here trying to do everything that he can to get Kyrie. He done made the brother a prototype. You know what I'm saying? And it's a nice shoe, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to put it out there.
It does look like a basketball shoe as a high top. So I was like, you know what, man, let's make this this pair, we're going to send this to Kyrie for him to work out in, you know what I'm saying? Maybe before the game, if you just want to shoot around, if he wants to just, trick, let Nike know, like, damn, fuck him up, be like, oh, what is he wearing? He's not wearing our shoe right now. Like somebody actually put a shoe on his foot. So this is actually a size 12. So this one is for Kyrie. And we use that saying he wrote on the side of his shoe, I am free. So I just literally why we made this one to send to Kyrie is to let him know, like, yo, we make quality products. So he can see the shoe and he'll be able to see the quality. He'll be able to be like, yo, that's dope. They make good quality. Imagine what they would do with a performance basketball shoe. So we have this colorway, that I am free, and then we have this one that nobody has seen yet that we made from two. We made them in these Brooklyn Nets colors.
And the soles glow too, right?
Oh yeah, the soles glow in the dark, of course.
Personally, I like the shoes. Hopefully it all works out.
Yeah, definitely. So let me just play this one, and then after this, I'm about to get out of here. And matter of fact, before I play this, I'll put it up there one more time before I get out of here, because I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Yeah, I got like gifts that was like Tommy Hilfiger and stuff like that, and I never actually bought it, you know what I mean? But yeah. So anyway, that was y'all in the 90s and stuff like that. I know y'all was Tommy Hilfiger out on the block, for real. All right, so let me show this thing here.
It's not the kind of content that you guys are used to seeing on this channel. That's what this video is about, because free thought is under attack. And why am I putting that? And my other shoe brand of choice is Puma. I love the Puma brand. I mean, those shoes, I like my Pumas, and that's what I stick with. So, and the reason why I say he's probably going to go to Puma is because where else is he going to go? Under Armour? Don't get me wrong. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter to ever pick up a basketball. But when was the last time you seen somebody go into the shoe store and say, hey, give me a pair of them Steph Currys in a 9? Never. Same thing with New Balance. You've never seen anybody say, hey, man, I just picked up a pair of them Kawhi Leonards the other day. Never. So who else is he going to go to? Adidas? I mean, they just did the Kanye West what Nike's doing to him right now. So that's out the question. The only other option is probably Puma. And the reason why I say that is because, well, Jay-Z is the creative director of basketball operations over at Puma. And can somebody tell Jay-Z, I need a brand deal with Paper Planes. I'm tired of giving y'all free advertising. I'm gonna need a little kickback.
It sound like y'all, we cheap out this joint, bro. Like,
and he's also very heavily tied in with the ownership team over in Brooklyn. So there is another company that's interested in Kyrie, and I think he's showing interest in them as well, and that's going to be Saya Collective. And you've probably never heard of this company before, but the creator of this company did an interview with the Breakfast Club several years ago, and ever since then, I've been following that company. I love the stuff that they do. The creativity level is second to none. It's Black owned, but it's a smaller operation, and I love it, man. I've actually been trying to get my hand on a pair of those. Hey, I need a pair of these vultures in the 9. Delvin Carter, who's the owner of this company, he's been posting all over social media, how he's had a meeting with Kyrie's team. And even Kyrie Irving mentioned this company in a press conference. And he's looking for not only creative freedom, but he's also looking for ownership. I think that he won't be able to get that over at Puma. But SIA Collective, I'm almost certain he can go in and say, hey, I don't need a big contract, but I do need equity in the company. So he will have that opportunity to.
Yo, Will, what up?
What's up?
Not much. What's going on, bro?
Chilling. Yo, man, I tell you this when it comes to these sneaker brands and clothing brands in general, like Guy in Hollywood mentioned FUBU, which had nice designs, nice logo. And then, I don't know, it seems like they just faded away once the 2000s came, early 2000s. And
My brother got on that show.
And Carl Kanai, he had nice designs. His stuff was very expensive, so I never owned any of it. And like Guy in Hollywood said, he's still making stuff today. And it looks good, But I think it comes down to marketing dollars. They can't get the marketing dollars like they used to and have the rappers wear the clothes like they used to, since, the styles are kind of different now. I don't think Carl Kanai want to make anything like a lot of these guys are wearing now. But as far as Kyrie trying to get a shoe deal, do you really need one? The only reason why people want a shoe deal is because, the Jordans were so big and still are. So you feel like, okay, if you're a big superstar athlete, you have to have a shoe deal.
No, but I mean, if you were an athlete though, you would want I would say ownership. Like if I can sell shoes, that's just a part of business. Like if you want to be able to sell shoes, you want to take advantage and sell shoes, right?
Well,
hey, Elquan, you ever bought Nikes or Jordans?
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, I only bought one pair of Jordan in my life. Don't ask me why.
Have you
ever? You cut out. Yes, mic ain't working, but Guy in Hollywood said, Sean.
Have you ever owned it? Have you ever owned?
You cut out.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you keep going in and out, Bukhari. Like you said, have you ever owned it? You cut out every time. But
I asked, have you ever owned a pair of Jordans or Nikes?
Yeah, definitely Nikes, but only one pair of Jordans.
How much did they cost?
I used to spend at my peak probably anywhere from, if it was less than 100, it's like I couldn't rock them. That's the way I felt. So it had to be a minimum.
But Carl Kanai was too expensive though.
Well, for his stuff, yeah. A lot of those urban brands are pretty expensive. Like the Pele, which I found out, I think it was Australian. A lot of those brands that's urban, I found out that a lot of them, because I was just curious about where the hell a lot of these urban brands, hood-only brands come from, and they come from overseas, specifically designed for us and drug dealers. Drug dealing money. That's what it's all about.
But y'all spend y'all money on it though.
Well, I never bought any of that.
And then say Carl Kanai too expensive.
At its peak, it was.
What do you think about those Shia shoes?
Well, they ain't my style. I'll just put it like that.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, all y'all gotta do is listen. Y'all can hear why we can't get nowhere economically.
But see, when black people had money, like Sean, a guy in Hollywood mentioned Sean John. Let me tell you what happened. Sean John had nice designs. I had a pair of Sean John jeans, right? When he was still selling them in Macy's. I bought a few, and one of them the whole what do you call it? The stitching. It just unraveled. And the whole shit just fell apart, man, after a while. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? I never had a pair of jeans literally fall apart. So I contacted Sean John and I said, you know what? Can I get a replacement? They said, no. And that was the end of that. I said, damn. But you know what? I had an issue with a pair of Nautica jeans. I contacted the company, asked them, can I get a replacement? They said, hell yeah. They gave me another one. And since Sean Combs didn't want to give me a replacement, I said, hell with that. No more Sean John for me.
I mean, I had some Sean John, like mine didn't fall apart. Mine was like good until, I just got, they got too old.
Man, Alquan wore them pants like a homeless person. He wore them every day. Shit.
Nah.
A year.
Believe it or not, that pair I didn't wear. I think I may have worn it 3 times. And then it just started unraveling. First, I was like, okay, maybe they didn't get it right. Get the stitching right. Then the pockets started falling, coming apart and stuff. I'm like, but believe it or not, it happened. And they just didn't want to replace it. Pair of pants, they don't cost nothing from the company to replace it. But you see, they lost the customer. And you see, when he lost his Macy's spot, nobody's really concerned with Sean John anymore. He doesn't even really advertise anymore.
Yeah. So let me ask you this,
Black have
right?
a shelf life.
What's that?
Black people give everything black a shelf life. If it's black, it's got a shelf life.
I can agree with you, but then again, we do that with every damn thing: cars, women, hairstyles, music, every damn thing.
So let me ask you this, right? Because the dude was just saying he had a choice between he probably gonna be limited to Pumbaa or the Saya Collectives with the brother. Now, if it was you, would you roll with Pumbaa or Saya Collective?
If it was me, I wouldn't feel like I had to roll with either one of them. Me, I would just get my career reinvigorated and have Nike crawl back to me and make sure that whatever deal we sign with whoever, that goddamn it, you just pay me in full, no matter what the hell happens.
So, all right. So, would you say? Because even if you say that, right, you get your career reinvigorated. Wouldn't it be better to make your own shoe, do whatever you got, even if you make the shoe the way that they make the shoe, over in China, you know what I'm saying, so they can make it whatever.
Only if you felt that you had to. You saw the LeVar Ball, the big baller shoes, which weren't bad looking, but they were really overpriced. But people were trying to clown that. But
and how much were they?
I think they were like $200, $300, $600 or something like that.
Oh, like $600. Yeah, that's crazy right there.
Yeah. Who knows? They might be a collector's now. Who knows? But because turns out that his sons were okay. But when you do that, like Bakari was alluding to, a lot of the brands that we have, they come and they go. You can name the brands: Fila, Bally, Adidas comes, it goes. Puma comes and goes. Nike's the only constant, the truth be told. And that's because they make so many different shoes. It's crazy. But British Knights, actually, I never did, never had those. But I did have some Bally's. And those weren't bad. But my main sneakers, when I used to wear them like that, it was always Nike first, then Adidas second, and believe it or not, New Balance sometimes when they had a hot design, and what's that other one? K-Swiss sometimes will have a hot design, and I do it like that. But as far as hood type brands, I never had any hood branded shoes. To be honest with you.
All right. Well, before I let
What's a hood brand?
would you qualify that Brother Saya Collective as a hood brand?
Unfortunately, yes.
Why would you do that?
Because it has limited reach.
Like he don't have like the reach that Nike has. Well, Puma don't have the reach Nike has, but
Puma used to be a hood brand. Hell, the hood made Puma.
Right, but you know that dude like doesn't do any, like he's not even like hood or anything. Like it's all like a literal like legit professional company, like with everything, like you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, they all are, but I'm saying they still have a target demographic.
Yeah, black people.
Yeah, once black people make something hot, everybody else has to roll with it.
Right. All right. So yeah, go ahead, Bukhari.
You really feel that way? You really believe that, Alquan? That black people make some hot, then everybody else gonna roll with it?
Hell yeah! I mean, come on, man. Where you been at? That's the way it is. Why you think white people listen to rap music all day these days?
I don't know why they listen to rap music all day, but I know because a black person, sometimes about making it hot, man. The white folks know how to fool y'all. You making something hot, giving us your money.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Unfortunately, now if Kyrie Irving want to start a shoe company,
it seemed like y'all make. It seemed like
you cut out.
Yeah, Bukhari, you there?
Yeah, y'all can. I'm going in and out.
You say it seemed like, and then it cut out.
I said black people. When black people do something, get hot. Black people just making white people hot is what I'm saying. Just like those people, the Saint Lunatics, Air Force Ones, give me 2 per. I need 2 per.
That was a hot song, though.
Then got mad because then
Messiah Collectives
got mad.
Stomping the Messiah Collectives.
Them no money after. That dude said, we didn't tell y'all. We didn't ask y'all to do no song promoting our stuff.
I would have said the same thing. Shit. Once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah, but we happy to do it though. We are happy to do it. Like that dude there, he said he hoped Kyrie. He hoped Kyrie choose. Didn't he say Puma? Because that's his favorite shoe.
No, well, I ain't give him a fair chance to play the whole video. He was like, yo, Side Collective, I love this new company and blah, blah, blah. And I stopped it right there. But he did say Puma my favorite, but he was like kind of bigging it up. So I can't. He said
Puma was his favorite shoe.
I ain't listened to it before.
He did talk about Side Collective.
Yeah, he said it was good. I never heard the video, so I don't know what he said, you know.
You know, these basketball players, they're rich. They can actually get together and get some hot black designers. And you know, open up a shoe place, shoe company. Excuse me.
Yeah, but
they want to.
But then it wouldn't be a shyster or a white dude behind it. So why would we do that? You know, because they are saviors. So,
but see, here's the thing. See, if they actually want to do that, and they rock the shoes during the games, just like Jordan. That's what part of what made the Jordans spectacular. Besides the fact that they look good and they cost money, perceived value. But when you see Jordan wearing the sneakers in the games, you're like, God damn, oh yeah, I got the sneaker. But yeah, to Guy in Hollywood, I never had a pair of LeBrons. The only ones I saw, they looked ugly.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying, Alquan. But what I'm saying is, I'm asking you, what white dude is going to be in charge when black people put their money together and do stuff for themselves? Like, what white dude is going to be in charge then?
Well, I think specifically what Jewish guy is going to be in control. But you know how it is, man. They got the apparatus. They own everything. So they're going to have to get a cut. I mean, you want to minimize their cut as much as possible.
All right.
They're getting a cut.
All right, Mr. Chen. Yo, Alquan, did you see any of the stuff from before that I was showing?
No.
I don't know why they like to separate white people.
Yeah, yo. So Bukhari, yo, did you want to say something? Cause I was about anything I was showing before. Cause I want to show you one more thing before I close out. Well, I want to show you. I'm gonna replay something for you, Bukhari. But you wanted to say anything? Because I wanted to show the Khalid thing for you again. You know what I'm saying? All right, I guess. All right, hold on. All right, I'll pull it up. Because, yo, Alquan, do you believe that Khalid Muhammad was an agent?
That's a hard one.
Oh, man.
In general, no. But he was a Freemason, though.
A Freemason?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the general, no. I'll take that for right now. Cause all right. So, Bakari, yo, I'm gonna play this part for you, my brother. Because this somebody was like, he's an agent because the dude said he got a scholarship when he was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is the white dude who said it. This is what he's accused of.
When I met you for the
Forecast, I'm gonna leave and come back, man. I'm having too many technical difficulties.
All right. Yeah, come back because I want you to.
I'm gonna leave and come back. I'm having too many technical difficulties. I'm in and out.
All right. So I'm gonna play this.
you showed me a picture of
Give him a chance here and be quiet so Marcus can speak, please.
You showed me a picture of yourself in either South Africa or Zimbabwe, which was known as Rhodesia at the time. And you were kneeling over the dead bodies of either 8 to 12 black soldiers, and you had a big grin on your face.
No, I didn't.
I would like for you to explain to this audience, as some of your...
Now, Alquan, this is probably the first dude who called Khalid Muhammad an agent. You know what I'm saying? This is probably where it originated from.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out my man's hairdo. Is that a hat or?
I don't know. It's probably it's like 1994. They was doing some weird stuff.
Not nothing like that.
Your fellow white researchers have told me that you have murdered black people.
Yeah, it's probably one of those, like, those, I don't know. It's probably the camera though, for real. He probably just got a regular, like, a grown out, that was a buzz cut.
For in Africa, I'd like you to explain to this audience, what were you doing in South Africa? Who were you working for? And what was the reason why you were standing over those dead brothers?
Okay, he is asking the question about my trip to Rhodesia. And this was during a time of war. I was acting as a journalist. I was brought out to Rusape, and at that particular time there was 20 individuals who had been killed, and I believe they were killed by Fantan. Fantan would be the equivalent of napalm. As a journalist, I was squatting down. I had my picture taken at that particular time. These fellows had some AK-47s. I was stating that it was a communist revolution, and that I was not in support, obviously, of that. The people of Rhodesia supported and elected and wanted Bishop Abel Muzorewa. They did not. They were not allowed to have that selection, but rather there was a forced election, and it was not by ballot, but rather by bullet. And I wasn't smiling. I was wincing a little bit because of the stench of the bodies in the southern African sun. I hope that answers your question.
What? Did you ever participate in the murder of any black people over in South Africa? Because according to some of your other white researchers, you did.
Now, other white people said it, so it's okay, Alquan. Some white people said that he did it. It wasn't black people, so keep that in mind.
No, I was not involved in that. I was engaged in a word war, and I went to Southern Africa. By the way, I was when I got off the plane, and this was in Johannesburg. I was arrested by the South African police and held in Johannesburg. I am still persona non grata in South Africa because I was going to Africa to put up a plan for a United States of Africa which would recognize the tribal, linguistic, and racial nation states.
Anthony. All right, so Now I played that for Bakari because this was a topic on something else, you know what I'm saying? But yo, do you have something to say about that, Alquan?
Okay, yeah, I was under the impression that you were saying that Khalid was the guy was accusing Khalid, but that
No,
Anthony
he
Hill,
was. No, he was like like he was accusing Khaled Muhammad of being a agent in a plant during that debate. But the people who was like kind of co-signing, I don't think they actually listened to the whole debate because he was just saying, "Oh, he's too revolutionary. He's trying to get black people united, and we really supposed to be uniting as people of color." You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying. It was about something else, you know, but he did accuse Khalid Muhammad of being an agent. That's the first person who did it, but he was actually accused of being a murderer. So
okay, yeah, Hilder, I'm not surprised about him. I'm sure both of them were probably agents because Khalid, he was agent of the Nation of Islam. Then he got dissed by Supreme Agent Louis Farrakhan, as well as getting shot by the man. And obviously, he ended up dying before the September 11th attacks, and they're grooming Obama. Imagine Khalid Muhammad's mouth during that time period.
But if he's an agent, why would you have to worry about his mouth? Like that's what.
Well, no, once he was dismissed from the Nation of Islam, he definitely wasn't an agent.
So during that time, he wasn't. So it's like he probably was a problem.
See, the fact that is he was a Mason, so that's an agent too. Just like Farrakhan is a Mason, and he's an agent because the fact that he's a Mason, that means that the so-called Master Farad Muhammad is not God, and Elijah Muhammad is not his messenger, because Masons that supersedes all that.
So you saying every Mason is an agent?
Did I say that? Well, actually,
you just said Khalid Muhammad made you a Mason, so that could make him be an agent, is what you said.
Well, yeah, okay, I own that. Yes.
So, see, we got to get away from stuff like that. That ain't true.
Why not?
Do you know any Masons?
Yes.
They agents?
Yes.
They won't help black folks do nothing?
Well, apparently no.
Oh, well.
But that's not, but you gotta understand, in its raw sense, they are agents of Freemasonry. Just like you're an agent if you're a cop, you're an agent if you're at a church and you represent somebody. That's what an agent is.
Yo, is an agent somebody who does like some anti-black stuff? Would that be an agent? I know what definition you're kind of trying to use by agent, but
agent is just somebody who represents something that somebody else has or put out there.
So if you're anti-black, does that make you an agent?
If you're doing it for somebody, yes.
Okay. All right, but go ahead. My bad. I just want.
Are you an agent when you're trying to steal other people's identity?
Well, I mean, depends on if you're doing it for somebody.
Okay.
So that's the thing. People just throw the word agent out there, and it's supposed to mean something. It's not always something sinister, by the way. But
yeah. My bad. Yeah, I just wanted because like when I say agent, I just mean like somebody who works for like literally like the company. You know, I know certain people would be like agents. Like you was just trying to have like kind of a broad definition, like somebody like because like I just use it as Christian because it's not the same thing. You know, somebody could get caught up in the Christian thing, but they're not necessarily, you know, a part of the grand scheme of or a Muslim. You know what I'm saying? They might get sign up for the NOI, but because whatever their personal life, and they may not be the agent though, you know what I'm saying? But your definition, it would qualify them as an agent though.
Right, because if you go around saying I belong to the church of such and such, and my pastor is such and such, I'm speaking for him, you're an agent of that pastor in that church.
Now, the reason I asked you that about Mason, because I got one of my best friends, one, right? And I can say this. He said, because he talking to me, I think I'm gonna cross the line, right? But he was like, the higher you go up, the stranger you get. But he was like, people running around talking about Masons and the stuff Masons do, he said they really don't know. They haven't studied it. He said, man, all you got to do is just don't. If you don't get to a certain level, you still have the same connections. But he did say when you go up higher, the higher you go, he did say stuff start to get a little strange. He said that's when he stepped away. And he said if you step away long enough, you come back, you don't necessarily have that same position. So he stepped away for a little while. And he went back for the connections.
So he's an agent. That's to his benefit.
Yes. Yeah.
You can actually, you do know you can actually use those tools to benefit your people.
Well, I mean, obviously they have rules just like any religion. So there are things that you can do and things that you can't do.
Now he don't say that. He just say you find a lot of black folks when they get in just be concerned about themselves, and they may put like everything come before being black. You hear black people, I'm a Christian, then I'm black. I'm a Muslim, then I'm black. Everything come before being black. He said you meet a lot of them that actually I know a few that said this. You meet a lot of them that they are Mason, then they're black. Right. He like he really don't. He said he really don't deal. Well, I know he don't, but he really don't deal with them. He don't deal with those kind because it's not for the people. It's just for themselves and anybody else. And anybody else, that's a Mason. And he was like, that's something he talked to some of them about. Since he been in, he said he got a few of them to ride with him. He had to show them. Ain't no white people putting you before no white person just because you're a Mason and that other white person is not. Or an Asian person that's a Mason ain't putting you before an Asian just because you're a Mason. And he said he got a few of them that got on his that got on the train with him. Like you're supposed to use it to benefit. You're supposed to use those connections, and I absolutely agree with that. You're supposed to use those connections to benefit your people. If you can get in a certain spot, if you have a connection, and you can get in a certain spot, the goal is supposed to be for your people. Bring your people along. They don't have to join, but you set stuff up and you have stuff in a position so they can benefit from you being in that position.
Hey, so all right, let me do this. Cause I want Bakari to speak on that video I just played. Aquan, let me ask you this though first, real quick. Would you like that white dude I just showed, like, and they were saying he was responsible for killing like black people and stuff like that. If he just said, I had evidence that Khalid Muhammad was an agent and it's just because he got a scholarship when he was in high school, would that be enough evidence? Like, set aside the Mason thing for a minute, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't agree with that either, but just with this for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it depends on who the scholarship was given by.
Really? So, okay, it was sponsored by, it was like something they did in inner city schools, and it was sponsored by the Henry Ford Company.
That type of thing can go either way. If that was the end of his relationship with them, then I say no. If there was some other relationship down the road, then yes.
Well, he was able to get into college or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When he was like, yo, we was chosen because we was good students, you know what I'm saying? It was like him and it wasn't just him. It was a class of students, you know what I'm saying, who was chosen because they had like the best grades and they got to go into a good school, you know what I'm saying? During the time where they was trying to promote, like in the 70s, where they was trying to promote like the integration thing, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I would just have to ask, why is it that every famous person has to be a Mason if there ain't something going on?
Yeah, well,
I mean, you look at those Shaquille O'Neal Papa John's commercials. Mm-hmm. Why do we have to keep seeing his ass? I'm tired of him. I was never a Shaquille O'Neal fan.
All right. I mean, but Shaquille O'Neal and Khalid Muhammad is a little bit different, though, right? You agree with that part, right?
Well, yeah, technically.
Technically? Like, Shaquille O'Neal would never say nothing that Khalid Muhammad said.
Oh, definitely not. But Muhammad obviously said something to get him kicked out of the Nation of Islam and to never return.
And it might have even been about not apologizing about the shysters, right?
Yeah, I think because I was listening to that King College speech again. I forgot. I thought I wrote it down. Matter of fact, let me look at my phone because I think I wrote down a key thing that I believe may have been the cause of that. Yeah, here it is. I wrote it down. It said, Khaled talks about Jews founding Black organizations and using Blacks in that speech. And I'm thinking maybe that's the thing he shouldn't have said.
Maybe, but he didn't ever apologize. He's the only Black person who I've never seen apologize for it. I will say that.
Yeah. You gotta be brave. Everybody else, they're afraid of death. And they want the wealth and they want the fame, like that Malik Zulu.
Right. But yo, I'm sorry, Bakari. Yo, I'm sorry. You want me to play the video again, or you want to go in on the collision?
No, I heard it. Look, that dude up there, and what he say? He wasn't laughing, but he was frowning or some shit like that. He wasn't smiling. But anybody who listened to that man and gonna conclude that Khaled Muhammad is an agent, something's wrong with him. See, right now I'm even questioning Alquan because he can't even say that. See, all of that, if a white person that we worry about him being amazing, Khaled Muhammad stood firm on his square for Black power. And people can say, well, he could have been sent. But you know what? We are always looking. We are always looking without ever studying the whole story. We are always looking to put one another down. A 17-year-old young man took an opportunity for a scholarship to get an education and wasn't ashamed to tell nobody that he did, right? That makes him an agent. Then he became a Mason. A lot of people become Masons in the fraternities to become for, like I said earlier, for connections. But that don't make him an agent. No, hell no. I watched this. Hell no, that white dude was the agent. But we know all it take for a lot of Black people is for a white person to say it. They see a white person saying it come across their lips. It's okay then. It's okay because they said it. So hell no. Fuck that white dude. Is he dead? If he ain't, he need to be. I ain't gonna we'll let anybody just take a dump on our hero. Even like this, I'm gonna go to some lesser than Khaled, and I believe this might have been what he wanted to be. But when you hear people talk about Grandmaster Jay, right? Most people haven't studied anything about the organization, don't know where his people came from, who was with him. Don't know none of that. Like I heard somebody the other day, see, you had to join on YouTube and give all your information on YouTube. That's not how you joined. You didn't join on YouTube. It was kind of difficult to join because it was kind of difficult to get in touch with the people who you have to go through. But without looking up the whole thing, we just say something. I would say he may have talked too much. Like, I'm gonna be honest. And as much as I respect and love Khaled, we needed Khaled Muhammad, right? He didn't have to apologize, but it is some things that he could have said differently because we needed him. Him standing strong and then no longer with us in his 50s, it didn't.
I disagree with you, Bakari.
So you disagree with what we needed him?
Yo, we needed to see manhood more than anything. Like, yo, whatever.
But he ain't here with us now. We
But
needed
the image is more important than being like seeing a bunch of cowards alive. Like seeing John Lewis alive at 70 ain't doing us no good. You know what I'm saying?
But I ain't talking about John Lewis. I ain't say we needed him. We needed Khaled Muhammad.
Well, how do you think you get to be 70 years old and on the
John Lewis ain't went nowhere and took military training to learn how to fight a guerrilla warfare.
Nah, you need somebody to not apologize to the shysters, and you need to see that, bro.
I didn't say that. I didn't say he had to apologize. I said it's things that he could have said differently. Because we
call the shysters out. Call the shysters out all day, every day.
Well, and then in the end, we talking about we missed him and he left, and he was in his 50s, still young, had a lot of life left.
And we still here alive talking about, oh, we need to do the same thing for our kids as they talked about in the 1800s. Like, we ain't getting nowhere. So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, we still here arguing about where we come from.
If we think our leaders being murdered all the time is a badge of honor, and somebody
No,
who
nobody said it's a badge
is
of honor.
somebody who has
Somebody said,
taken
no, we need our manhood. We don't need
somebody
to
else,
apologize
somebody
for it
who
and
has
not be
gone
afraid to
somewhere.
be murdered. That's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid
Afraid of what?
of being murdered.
I'm afraid of being murdered.
Yeah, you're saying like, yo, watch what you say because you don't want to, because you
That
might
is
not be
that is
here,
that
and
is
when you're
not what
50
I
years
said.
old, he
Forecast,
not here
you
because
hear
he's
something,
50,
you
so you
flip it
gotta
up. That
watch
is not
where
what I
you.
said. I ain't say nothing about them. I said we needed him. I ain't say nothing about them. I say we needed him
to be Khalid Muhammad.
Okay.
Right?
Can I ask you, Bakari? Did we need a man named Khalid Muhammad to be a Pan-Africanist? And was that possible?
Huh?
I said, was it possible for a man named Khalid Muhammad to be a Pan-Africanist? And
Is
by
it
the way,
possible for him to be a Pan-African?
right. And by the way, Anthony Hilder died in 19.
Yeah, it's possible for someone to be named Khalid Muhammad to be a damn Pan-African.
Yeah, I think you can have any name and like have a certain
What does that have to do with anything? Is it possible for somebody to have a name Alquan and say they're a Native American Indian?
Well, it's because Pan-Africanists always say, well, the Arabs are no good. They did this to Africa, did that to Africa, but yet most Pan-Africans keep on taking an Arabic name of some kind.
I don't worry about religion. I've gotten past.
No, I didn't say nothing about religion.
But that's how they get the Arab name, through religion. I don't worry about religion.
Yeah, they say they black. They be like, yo, they be like, they say they claiming the black ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I'm not with the religion stuff, but they say they claiming
Have
the
you
black
ever heard Khalid Muhammad talk about the Arabs?
Right.
Yes, I have. But since he still had their name, I mean, what was he really talking about?
I ain't worried about. I ain't worried about the man religion. I done got past that. People religions. I've gotten past people religions.
So I'm not even talking religion. I'm just talking about.
That's how
it
he got the
looks.
name, though.
Yeah, but that
I'm
is
saying,
religion, though.
well, not really, because the Nation of Islam wasn't. That's not Islam. But
like, come on, man. They every couple of, I can't use a lot of the stuff that Khalid would say because he'd be like, yo, something to the Allah, and you know what I'm saying, like. When you know what I'm saying, like he even came on the joint like, you my brother by faith, but not my brother by nature. You know what I'm saying? Like he was.
Don't get me wrong. I love Khalid Muhammad. I thought he would have been the right guy to take over the Nation of Islam. But God damn it, if he would have lived, this Farrakhan still ain't dying. So damn, he still wouldn't have taken over the damn thing. He would have been like King Charles, waiting 50, 60 years, 70 years.
And by the way, King Charles is ruling right now because y'all queen is dead. So I'm glad you brought that up. That was another white savior. But yo, man, okay, Bakari, you want to finish up because I just want to, because we about to get out of here in a minute.
And this is my thing, right? It's okay. I'm gonna use Eddie George for an example. Eddie George said what he had to say today, standing up for the school he coached at and HBCUs. But he ain't get on there and cuss, he ain't do all that. But he got his point across. And the only thing I'm saying is, yeah, you can be strong and you can be all of that, but be it in a different way because we needed you. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to back down. And I ain't saying change what you said about the Jews. I ain't saying stay in the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, but you like, oh yeah, hold hands. Let's love everybody. We love the Jews, and maybe you can live, y'all. That's what Bakari.
I don't know why y'all so worried about Jews. I don't separate white people.
Well,
I don't know why I don't separate white people.
Okay, the Russians, the Germanic, the Anglo-Saxons, whatever the hell you want to call them. Oh, let them in the cookout. Jane Elliott, you know what I'm saying? Your homegirl, Jane Elliott. Let her in the cookout.
But who said any of that?
You saying that because you saying
how is that what I'm saying?
Because Khalid Muhammad was like, yo, it's people like Jane Elliott that's the problem. Why kill the white bitch? Because they manufacture, and that's what got him killed. You like, yo, you shouldn't say stuff like that. You should just be like, well, you know, we should call Jane Elliott out, but in a civilized, peaceful way. Like, you know, we shouldn't take the Khalid Muhammad approach.
Well, if that what got him killed, then we need to call out black folks then, because that's who was doing the assassination.
Right. Nah, thank you. We do need to do that.
The Sarnettas, the Malik, the Zulu Shabazz of the world.
No, the Sarnetta didn't walk in there in that speech when he was talking in LA and try to shoot him. That was the Nation of Islam who shot him.
Yeah,
And
shot
he
him, but
survived.
the ones who poisoned him. That's where
Malik,
Sa Neter and Malik Zulu come
Malik
into play.
Zulu Shabazz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. That's y'all information. I don't know.
Nah,
I'm not trying to say I don't, but I
well,
don't.
I'll tell
know.
you this, forecast. Go search some Blog Talk radio shows and put in.
No, I'm not
Definitely
saying
cover.
y'all wrong or nothing. I'm just saying I don't know.
You'll hear the story.
Khalid Muhammad could have changed so many minds. He had the Million Youth March. He the only one that truly, and I ain't talking about nobody like Farrakhan who's trying to get a photo op or opportunity to talk to a celebrity when something happened. When Khalid Muhammad was doing a Million Youth March, and he was like, he didn't have all the money, and he didn't have everything he need. Master P picked up the phone and called him and said, I own this business right here. I own this building in Manhattan. Oh, I forget the street. He said the bank is closing there. Master P said, you go in there, call them, let them know it's me on the phone, put it on speaker. Told him to open the bank and ask him how much you need. Say we need $250 for this permit. He said, Pastor, get that, and what else you need, whatever I can help you with, whatever you need to build, give me a call.
Oh, I didn't know Master P was doing all that.
Yeah, Master P did that.
But my thing is like, but why would they kill Khalid Muhammad then if that's the case? Since he was an agent, but he was an agent because all the stuff you said, he was an agent, right?
But he was an agent without his.
I ain't never said he was an agent. How you gonna put that on me?
That's a good question.
It's like Martin Luther King. He was an
How
agent.
can you put How can you put that on me saying Khalid Muhammad?
Because your people say it all the time. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't say it.
How come wasn't?
Khalid Muhammad wasn't an agent.
Yeah, okay, there you go. He hell no, I agree with you on that one.
I've said it about 5 times since we get on here talking.
He was but that's what I'm saying. How Cole, you saying he was an agent unknowingly, but why would he, if he was unknowingly being the agent, why kill him? Even if he was unknowingly being the agent, maybe he was not an agent.
Because Farrakhan got the order from the white man for the Jews, and he had to carry out his master's orders
to kill their agent for them, who was doing a great job being the agent.
Apparently, he like I said, Khalid said something that made them say, "Oh hell with this, we can't support this guy anymore."
He's not an agent anymore. We got to kick him out of the agent. So he's not an agent then.
Right, but then that new Black Panther Party, a lot of people say that was a government creation.
Okay, and what happened to
even
the
though
new Black
he
Panther
didn't
Party?
start
He
didn't start that though.
Yeah, that ain't had nothing to do. Yeah, I was about to say like yeah. All right, man. So yeah, man, y'all tend to let a lot of white dudes say anything, and then y'all just run with it. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is not even what you saying, hardcore, but you know, the white savior complex is very present because a lot of our talking points come from other people. You know what I'm saying? You know, yo, hardcore, you think John Brown was real?
I never really gave it any thought, but you know what? So I'm glad you just mentioned talking points coming from white people. You know, me and Tyron, we've been arguing the Pan-African ideology that all that stuff comes from the white man. So that's, again, white savior. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, but I mean, then we have a couple of I know that you think this is a good point, right? Because you feel like you have to get information and like ideologies from other people. Because we talked about how we have to draw the line at Black people, right? Because you say you Black Americans first. Who are you second?
Black people in general.
Why is that? Because you feel like, oh, I have to draw the line up because it's something going on where you have to do something, right?
Because we need allies. That's why.
Okay. So that's kind of Pan-African, no? Did you get that ideology from Marcus Garvey, or did you just realize that on your own?
I didn't get that from Marcus Garvey.
You realized it on your own that we kind of need allies, and the best ones that possibly it could be is other Black people. You got that on your own, did you not?
Well, I didn't even say all that. You did, but
no, because you just said, Pan-Africanism is a white ideology. I'm not white, and I just figured, like, damn. Like, if Black people was being oppressed over the world, why wouldn't they work together? I didn't get that from a white person. I just looked at it myself, and I'm a Black person, and so that was your point.
Well, no, because I never centered anything around Africa. That's why I'm not a Pan-Africanist.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I was watching that Go Black to Africa. He was trying to convince an Ethiopian man.
man.
Did you see that video? He's trying to convince that Ethiopian man that you can't take on the white images of Christ. And the Ethiopian man kept on saying, you know, it's not about black or white. It's about what the God.
Yo, can I? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish. Well, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, so I was just like, see, he's trying to convince another man in another country how he should be thinking, as if our way of thinking is the correct way. We don't know if our way is the best way. We just know it's our way.
I mean, our way is the best way. That's how we know, because it's our way. That's because we would do it another way if it was not our best way. But one thing that's not the best way
because we're not used to any other ways. Maybe that could be it.
Well, because the white person haven't told us the right way to do it. I got you. Yo, let me show you this, because I'm speaking of your point, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't even want to I showed this already. Let me show you this.
Starting to get pretty rich, and a lot of international investors are overlooking the opportunities that exist in countries like Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. I believe that the next generation of ultra-rich billionaires in real estate are going to come from Western Africa. I had an opportunity to do consultation for a development company in Abidjan, and what I saw there was very surprising. The main business district, which is called Plateau, was so well developed that you would have mistaken it for a very wealthy Western city. And some of the areas that were less wealthy, like Cocody, had houses that would put any of our McMansions to shame. We need to have Western style finance, which is already coming out there, mainly through Deutsche Bank and some of the Swiss banks that are making a lot of inroads into West Africa. As more of us Western investors realize that we can make amazing returns in Africa, we're going to start putting money in there, and it's just going to fuel a big fire.
All right, so now this is not Bakari saying this. So now what do you think?
Well, I mean, again, it's like the Disney movies, Lion King. They talk about the land, they talk about the animals, they talk about Africa, the continent, the resources, but they never talk about the people. He ain't saying nothing about the people. He said Africa.
Yeah, he don't care about the people. He care about the resources. He care about making money. You know what I'm saying? But we not. Well, you can say that if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But even if you look at it on doing business, why wouldn't you want to do business with other black people first, and before you do? Because we know the French have done crazy things, Spanish have done crazy things, all these other groups have done crazy things. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be willing to work with, if I had to do business with another country, the black countries first. You know what I'm saying? Would you agree with that?
I would, but now would they agree with it? Because apparently they're not coming to us first. They're going to the ones with the money, the white man.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a global mindset, though. That's the whole point of this whole show is the John Brown complex.
That's the point what folk had trying to make. They effing up too by running to somebody else.
Yeah, well,
I can put up and show anecdotal evidence where they did come to African Americans and Africans in the diaspora, and but it's not the majority, and that's what it really should be. It really should be all of them, but like the one, what's his name, used to be the president of Zimbabwe. He dead now, Robert Mugabe. Go back and look and see how he was trying to get African American farmers to come to Zimbabwe when he took the land from white folk, and he said the African Americans, when it come to that, they were going to be the most advanced Africans in the world, giving them $300,000 to come teach them to farm a house and a couple acres of land, and just come over there to show them how to farm so they can take care of themselves. But you know why it didn't get out? You know who blocked it? This country. Even when he was trying to sell diamond mines, he said he wanted Tyler Perry's and Oprah Winfrey's to purchase a couple of these diamond mines, and they can run them how they want. Will not have the same stipulations. If they come, they can set up. If the billionaires from America and from the diaspora, from the UK, they come and they want to purchase some diamond mines, they can get them at a cheap price, and they set them up how they want. But then once again, if you're dealing with this media, it ain't gonna stay out there that long because they want us to remain separated. But that's just a little. That's why I said my evidence would be, and it's a couple more. My evidence would be anecdotal, but
Wait,
they
hold
do.
on. All right, I got to get Jane Elliott to say what you just said. So hold on.
What's up, Jose?
No, but hardcore. That's my point, though. You saying it's like, yo, can't we think? And I even get on Bakari with this, and he know this. And when I be messing with him about like, you know, Garveyism and expanding and doing thinking, like you don't have to necessarily get your information or get your mindset or your mentality from another person. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be black or white, but especially a white person. You know what I'm saying? This white savior. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can just realize, like, yo, damn. If I look around, like, yo, we are in a terrible situation. Black Americans, we need to work together. The black people in my community, we need to do the things we got to do to make like a grocery store or something before it get bad, you know, for our people. But we can expand that to like black people in Virginia, to black people in America, the East Coast, and also black people around like globally. You know what I'm saying? It's
Well,
not
globally,
like,
they need to worry about
let me say something right
themselves.
quick. Hey, real black gentleman. No, he was using Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry name as an example. So that's why he just said all of the rich African Americans and the ones in the UK and the ones in the diaspora everywhere should come back. And when they was purchasing them, he said nobody, no, he said none came. He just used their name for an example. They were, you know, they well known and they known to have a lot of money. But he said none came to purchase, not just African Americans, but the ones from the UK or the ones from Jamaica, whoever got the money in the diaspora. Say none of them came to purchase. But it was so damn hard. It was so damn hard to find. They blocked it. They didn't want that on there. And you know who was the president at the time? Take a guess who the president was.
Trump.
Nope, the mulatto savior.
Oh.
Because when he took the land, that's who put sanctions on him.
That's all they used Obama for, was to mess up Africa and put his face on it.
He black though, right, Alcorn?
You never heard me say that.
You say it all the time. You be like, he got black in him. I'm sorry, he got black in him.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Okay.
But like I said, even with that, that doesn't mean they're on our side. But you know, people get tricked. But Africa, though.
Thank you.
But Africa, to me, they shouldn't rely on the Chinese or the European. But the problem is, Europeans, U.S., China, they start giving them money and say, here's some aid to get yourself right. And that's the problem. They take the money and they don't get themselves right. And they keep thinking, okay, well, these companies, other countries keep giving us money. That's how we'll survive. But see, that's not how you survive. You better do your own thing. Because these other countries that are giving you the money, they're doing their own thing. And you're not involved in it.
Yeah, I agree with that. And maybe I'm not gonna beat on the head again. I didn't get it from a white dude though. I just figured we should work together. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you agree with me though?
I agree that they should work together first.
But we should also work together here, right? Like, even if you limit it to here, we should. Black people in general, like, let's just say black people in general.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be working for Africa though, or for the Caribbean though.
You can work for yourself, bro. Like, yo, it's okay. It's not slavery. Like, we can like have individual lives and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we would want to like put it this way: even if you want to draw the line, because I would draw the line at black. But even if you want to draw the line, there's a Black American store, a African store, and a non-black store. You know what I'm saying? If there's my choice, I'm going to the black store. You could say the Black American store. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is you go to the black store first if there's an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But if there's no opportunity, it is what it is. But you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean, just by drawing the line, you know?
I think that I ain't even going to say that. I was about to say something.
Right, that you probably couldn't back up, so yeah.
Well, I could back it up. Okay, I'll say it then. Hell, I was going to say black women should go to black beauty supply stores.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. That's not nothing bad though.
They do. You know what? You see a lot of these middle-aged women. They be wearing these natural hairstyles, right? And they have a big hairstyle, like the fro with the twists, all that, right? Where you think they got it from? Most of them.
So that's hairdo. I'm talking about like the stuff that like the extensions and weaves and brushes and all that kind of stuff.
Yo, fingernail
Well, you know,
polish,
almost it's
everything.
like I can't speak for New York, but like for here, more is starting to more is starting to go. I can say that here.
Yeah,
Why?
I agree with that. More is starting to go, but a lot don't. Like here in Virginia, more is going though. I agree with that part.
Yeah,
Because
more.
they should go to black women, whoever, hopefully black Americans, and try to drive the Koreans out of business.
Facts. There you go. That's the point right there. You're a Pan-African right now, you know what I'm saying? Or Pan Black. I'm gonna say Pan Black for you. How about that? You Pan Black, right, Alquan?
I'll go with that, but
That's good enough for
I'm
me.
damn sure not Afrocentric. Matter of fact, I was watching the video the other day. China is having improved relations with Egypt, and they're going back and forth, going on a tour and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, those white ass and the tourist guy in Egypt, he was white. He didn't look like no so-called Middle Easterner or nothing. He was a white dude with an Arabic name. I said, these people over here making all this money trying to show the Chinese a culture that has nothing to do with them, but they getting all the money.
Yeah, they getting all the money.
Pan-Africans should be doing something about that, but they too
But
scared
you know
of
what?
North
I'm
Africa.
gonna show you something. You know how you say, because you say work together here first, right? I'm gonna tell you why I really don't say a whole lot about Chinese over in Africa. Do y'all remember when those trucks were moving and all that stuff was just sitting at the docks in California and all around this country? You remember that? All them cargo.
Yeah,
you know
like
who
when they
owned it,
was
right?
having the food shortages and stuff.
You know who owned it, right?
Who that?
China. Chinese people own it. See, that's why I don't always look outside and say what somebody else is doing wrong and what's going on in their country and how they being dominated by some people. Or these people don't do this and they don't do that. Because I can look in the mirror and see shit, what I'm not doing and what we're not doing.
But see, that's another way of trying to absolve Africa from getting on the good foot, so to speak.
That's not absolving. How is that absolving Africa?
Hey, yo, don't worry, y'all. I got the perfect solution, right? I'm about to hire Tim Wise to do a speaking tour in Africa and America and the Caribbeans, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere black people are, to tell them to work together and then it'll be okay, you know what I'm saying? So we get Tim Wise to do it.
You know what's funny though? I know you're trying to be funny, but you're trying to be for real at the same time. And yeah, it's sad to say, but he would. Anytime you hear the white man say that, you hear black people say, oh, see, they said it. So you know it's good. You know it's good now. But when somebody black saying it on their own, where'd you find this information from?
Exactly.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I'm not even trying to I'm only laughing to keep from crying. It's not even funny. All right, y'all. All right, so we got to get out of here, y'all. But I want to show y'all this. You know, I got to go out on one last thing for y'all who want to have white people as y'all friends. You know what I'm saying? I want to show y'all white culture. You know what I'm saying? Watch this, y'all. This is what y'all got to do when y'all get into those circles, when y'all be friends with them.
And you know what else I learned? Black people, Mexican people, just people of color in general, didn't masturbate in rooms with their friends when they were growing up. Isn't that fucking nuts?
Yay!
Yeah, exactly. You're just jacking off alone?
Yeah.
How
dude,
do you learn?
You grow up playing sports. They tend to not play with the ass slaps. That tends to be a white man thing. Grabbing the nuts, finger up the ass. They do that when it's time to do it.
So do you think when Dominicans finally make it to like the major leagues, they just have to get used to it? Like, why is this old Italian guy smacking my ass? It was a single. Relax.
Yeah, we called it Ookie Cookie. It was just a lighthearted drinking game we used to play in college. Harmless, really. Some people called it Wet Biscuit, but our group preferred to call it Ookie. Ookie cookie. Anyways, you just get the bros together. You stand in a group in a circle around a bar stool, and you put a cookie on top, like sugar cookie, M&M cookie. It doesn't really matter, just as long as there's adequate surface area. When the leader screams go, everyone pulls it. This is the funny part. Everyone pulls out their unit and starts feverishly self-stimulating with the goal to not be the last one that finishes on the cookie, because the last person to finish is then obligated to eat the cookie in its entirety. You know, having said that out loud all these years later, it almost sounds a little gay, but no, it was just mostly just a team building exercise. It was a bonding experience, really.
No, okay, so that's what y'all gotta look forward to with y'all white friendships, and you know what I'm saying, when 10 Wise come to town.
That's why I say you can't trust them. Can't trust them.
Hey, you know we'll play a lot of gay games like that.
Oh, that.
Them damn Koreans, man. Oh my goodness. When I was stationed in Korea, said men something. This is how we show our friendship. Sitting in each other's lap, holding each other's hand, walking down the street. Man, reaching.
I saw that with women. I didn't see that with no men though.
You in Korea?
Nah, well, here.
No, man, I'm in Korea. I'm talking about play touching between the leg. I'm like, dude, that's gay. Don't damn touch me. No, it's not like that, man. It's just a fun game. No, it's not a fun game for me. It's a fun game for you. Touch them, it's just a fun game.
Yeah, that stuff like that, jacking off together stuff. That's their thing. You know, they always do that mooning and doing things with their butts all the time, like with Peyton Manning and that nasty thing he did to that female. I think it was a team doctor, or trainer, or something like that. That was all out disgusting.
What did he do?
She's up here trying to help him rehab or something. Then he pulls his pants down and puts his ass and balls in her face. That's disgusting. Nah, she didn't like it. She ended up suing him. in the university. That's disgusting. You think about that, especially if he just got through playing football too. You know, that's for somebody to think about something like that. You're a disgusting individual. That news blew up about Peyton Manning, and then it went away. That's what they always do. They blow it up and it goes away. But when it comes to some black people, if they would have done that, they would keep that shit in the news.
Man, oh yeah, what do y'all think about that Dana White stuff, man?
That's on video. He can't deny it. He didn't deny it. And the way that they chose to, I guess, not talk about it anymore. I guess ESPN, they had the UFC, right, on ESPN?
Yeah, I saw, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, that relationship right there. But even with that, you're still supposed to report it, because when somebody on your local news dies, whether it's with one station or the other station, or the station that you're watching, you know, they still report that. They don't really want to have to report it, but they do. So Dana White, it's a money thing. You can argue it's a white thing because people brought up the Ray Rice situation. Now with Ray Rice, he did hit his wife or girl a little too hard. And I think because he was a short guy, but he's powerful though. I think, you know, he just felt some kind of way and felt, okay, I got to show her a little something. But Dana White, the way he slapped his wife up, I was like, man, who you putting your hands on? It's kind of like he did that before. And that money keeps her around.
Seemed like he had experience with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, what up, Koku? And by the way, yo, I was just showing that video with Khalid Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they watched that whole video, Koku. I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I think Bwana never said nothing about it too, Bukhari. I think he's running on that one, Bukhari. Now, I respect Bwana for real, but
Bwana,
I can't say that.
Nope, I ain't gonna let you do that to Bwana ain't gonna run.
Oh no, I think Bwana was running on that one. But yeah, with that, go ahead, Bukhari. What was you gonna say though?
You know that woman stayed with Ray Rice.
And that
Family.
news ruined his Hall of Fame chances too.
Yeah, Ray Rice was good, but that woman stayed with him. I don't know if they still together, but after that, she stayed with him after that.
No, but
My
Wanda, that video they was playing yesterday. Do you know that dude was accused of killing like several black dudes, and he's like was barred from the country from killing people? You know what I'm saying? And he was actually accusing Khalid Muhammad of being too radical, and he was like saying we should have a allegiance between us. But yeah, oh my bad, y'all. All right, yo, y'all, like we're gonna go ahead and close it out. You know what I'm saying? It was on the same video, Buwana. It was on the same video that was showing. You know what I'm saying? But
Buwana, don't tell me you running, man. I'm down here taking up for you, and you trying to run. don't do me like that. I know, Buwana ain't gonna run. That's it.
All right, so Hardcore knows everything that he knows because a white dude told him. You know, Bukhari knows what he knows.
Well, no, that's not true.
It's not?
No. I analyze things for myself.
Man, Forecast, you just mad because white people smart. Smart.
But Pan-Africans, they go by what the white man tells them.
They do?
Yep, they smart. The white folk very smart.
White man says we came from Africa as slaves, knocked over the head, taken as slaves. What else could it be?
Hey, Hardcore, what's the black man you got your information from?
As far as what?
No, you said
the black man is me.
You got your information from you that you came from here.
Nah,
what black man? Cause I'm gonna look him up. Like after I get off here, what's the name of the black man you got your information from?
They're called parents.
Huh? Your parents told you that we didn't come off slave, and what was their source though? Because they wasn't alive at the time.
Family history. Family history.
Family history.
Every black American has it. The same histories. So.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
similar histories. So
people in the South and the North have different kind of histories. It's not like that similar.
No, I'm talking about the Native American heritage, is what I mean, or the indigenous heritage.
Well, the Indians signed treaties and stuff like that, and then they had the civilized tribes and that whole thing.
That's political. What we talking about practical.
But like places like Pamunkey County, Pamunkey Indians wasn't a civilized tribe, but they signed treaties and they usually caught black people, you know what I'm saying, and put them away.
Yeah, that's like your player wasn't talking nothing about white Jesus like mine. No, but that's another story. But the bottom line is, Pan-Africanism, the whole ideology came from white people. The slave BS came from white people. And the problem is,
hold on. What do you mean slave BS? There was not
transatlantic slave trade. Nobody even questions it. None of you guys question it. Mm-hmm. And now you got a new day and age of people saying that mulattoes are not black.
I say
they're biracial.
Are they? Are they two races?
But they're also black.
They have black in them?
Yeah.
Do you have black in you?
Yeah.
So you're not black.
I'm black.
And you have black. So you're black with black in you.
Yeah.
And they're black with black in them.
They're people with black in them.
You know what? It's something I learned from these people.
How can you even be serious and say this? Like, God damn.
It's something I learned from these internet Indians, right? The only people, they say they parents or they grandparents. The only parent or grandparent that ever told the truth was their parent or grandparent.
Yours too.
Everybody else, parent and grandparent, is just alive, and they told you, no, we don't come from we come from Africa. Everybody else.
I never heard nobody's parents or family say that in my life.
Okay, good. Cause you don't know my family, right? You don't know my family, so you ain't never heard them say nothing.
Every black American person whose house in my life I went over, who family I know, it's the same story. We Native American. We're Native American. Nothing about
You ain't never been to my house though.
That's true. But if you're a Black
okay.
American, I'm sure the stories are the same. If you're changing it around, it's for the Pan-Africanism.
You're
Oh my
Native,
goodness,
you're
boy.
Native, but that's what I'm saying. You're Native American, like yo. You're saying even saying Native American instead of like we was like the Pamunkey tribe. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like that was a little bit like why? What were we? You didn't ask no question after they said that we was Native American. Like yo, so where were we and what were we doing? What were we saying and doing? You didn't ask no questions.
But why would all Black people lie?
All Black people don't say the same thing, bro. What are you talking
All
about?
Black people don't say they no Indian. All Black people don't say they Indian.
Listen, we gotten almost all the Pan-Africans to admit that their parents or grandmothers said the same thing. They admit that.
My parents never said that I'm an Indian. I'll tell you right now. Like, and I'm not trying.
I will call your parents, Alquan, and I ain't trying to get personal. I bet you my sister is. I bet you have a sister older than your parents.
So you might now.
My sister. Let me see. My dad be 103. My sister 84.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's definitely older than my parents because they're not around. So,
And ain't nobody in my family ever said, you know what? We the real Native Americans. We come from here.
See, you changed the word. You changed the words around.
You said
we ain't nobody never told me we know Indian. They
never had any Native American artifacts like a painting or a head, feathers, or something like that.
No,
I've never seen that in my life.
My great grandmama is from from Africa Town in Mobile, Alabama. My great grandmama was born into slavery 1853. My folks knew where they came from. Ain't nobody ever said nothing about you're Indian.
Yeah,
No.
I would say this hardcore. I had friends who said that my grandma was or my something was an Indian, but that would be something different from what they are, as opposed to a Black person.
Bwana just said something that just got me thinking. I ain't even really think about it when Bakari said he had an 84-year-old sister. Like, how the fuck is that possible?
I told you I got old parents.
Yeah, but I mean, damn, how can that be possible?
My dad 52 years older than me.
What? He's still around?
My dad 52 years older than me. My mama 45 years older than me.
That's wild.
And you're right. Yeah, I think I'd like to say I wasn't surprised, but then my mama said I wasn't surprised. My mom and dad had 9 together. They were married 32 years when he died. My oldest sister, that's 84, was by my daddy's first wife. He had his first child at 19.
Now, how call it?
Well, one more. I'm sorry. I just gotta get into this. So is your 84-year-old sister still around?
Yeah.
Man, that gotta be a weird feeling. You being 50 years old with a sister that's 34 years old.
I got nephews and nieces older than me.
I mean, she's old enough to be your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Probably almost grandmother too.
Yeah, I got old parents. That's why I say when I go back and I talk, I'm like, man, my family go back. My family old. So when I talk to folks, I'm talking to old folks.
Man, that is wild. I couldn't picture going to my 84-year-old sister and saying, damn, that's my sister, when she should be my mother. That's wild.
Look, my daddy wanted, because my mom and dad together had 8 sons and a daughter. The oldest is a son. My mom and dad together is a son, then a daughter. Then it had 7 more sons. My daddy say, Mama said, Daddy told her, we can do it one more time. We can try to give you another girl. My mama said, she was tired of carrying baby.
Yeah.
So yes, I barely made it here.
Now I would say that, hardcore, I was still looking for that scholar so I could look up that what you were saying, the Black scholar and not the white one.
Oh, like I said, that's our family.
Yeah. All right. So what's their number so I can call them and so I can get the information for myself that
Well,
I'm a that I'm
you're
an
gonna
Indian.
have to visit the cemetery. That's what you
And
have to.
so well, they didn't tell you like they didn't get any specific. They just said Native Americans, like after America got
Well,
created,
like I said, they had
native to this American.
because I remember growing up, we always had the painting of a Native American and a head with a feather on it. A girl I was seeing, they said they're originally from Ohio and Cincinnati area, and they too said they're Native American, and they had feather artifacts and all that kind of stuff too. It's the same situation.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. They'd be Black
What
American.
Indian? What kind of Indian folk? What tribe? Hardcore?
They didn't say.
They didn't say. I bet you it was one of them slave tribes. You know, a lot of black people took on a culture from the slave owner. A lot of black people took on the culture of people that own them, man.
So we have all this influence we have. we took on somebody else's culture. That's what you're trying to tell us.
Exactly.
No, I don't care.
No, I'm not gonna say you don't have no Native American in your blood. I won't tell you that. I don't know you. It's very few, but it's a few black folks with some Native American in their blood.
Now I'll tell you this though. When they told us that, I'm not gonna lie, because I was probably around 9 years old or something like that. In my mind, I said, okay. I didn't see anybody in particular that looked like a Native American, because at the time I had in my mind Mongol type straight hair. I didn't see anybody like that, so I'm like, okay, well, that's what they say, but I don't see it, so I don't deal with it. That's what I said. And the same thing with any other person's family too.
Do any of y'all internet Indians? Can any of y'all go to the reservation? Or y'all got folks on the reservation?
Believe it or not, I do have my mother's cousins. They go.
Like one of my homeboys, right? One of my best friends. But his great grandmama was I think she's still here. The Seminole, right? You know why she was kicked off the reservation? Because she married a black man. And I asked him what she looked like. He was like, their skin is brown, but kind of brown, but they don't look like us. Say when they get a son, and his son, he said, turn reddish. He said they're brown. He said white people might see them and say they're dark. But he was like, you can look at my grandmama, even look at her skin, and you can tell that she ain't us.
No, hold on, Bakari, because look, it's like you don't even have to do all of this. Like, let me ask you this, hardcore, right? Are you Native American, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those Chinese looking dudes is Native American too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are those Chinese looking dudes your people?
Well, they did mix, so they are some people's people, and we're some of their people.
That boy don't answer questions at all. Are they yours? Are they your people?
It could be, but in general, I'm gonna say no.
No, they're not your people. So it's two sets of different Native Americans here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But so you go with the black ones. You got to identify them by black, right?
No, you had that talk before. I don't want to repeat that.
I know you don't want to repeat it, but you keep repeating your talking points when you already been cutting yourself on the same thing over and over and over and over. And over.
I didn't cut myself. I'm just saying you guys.
But you saying that you're Native American, right? And that's your thing. But they're also Native American, but they're not your people. Like they would be your people.
Okay, let me put it.
Are you Creek, Alquan? Are you Creek?
Listen, let me put it to you like this. It's like Africa. You got white Ottoman Turks in the north. They're African.
No, they're not African though, and they don't even call it that. No, they're not.
They might be. They might be, Bakari. He might got you on them.
No, they're not African.
Those Arabs and those Arabs.
They don't even call themselves African. But go ahead.
And those boards that you claim, he might got a point.
They're in the Organization of African Unity, so they're African, whether you like it or not. But that's other people occupying the same land that you prefer not to recognize, but they're there.
So we can agree that we need something to distinguish ourselves from these other groups in these lands that was there, right? We agree on that, right?
Well, I mean, whether you need it or have it already.
Well, you said there's no. Well, your camp. I don't know if you say it or not, because you don't
No,
call
believe
your
it,
people.
believe
No,
it
you
or
don't
other
call
people.
your people out on their BS and
I-
like how they talking about Israel was in North Carolina or like
Yeah, no, I
Mississippi
actually
or
do. I do
Idaho or
talk
something.
about that. I tell them flat out, I don't believe none of that BS. And if it's true, present the evidence to me.
I wish I could get
I don't
my
want to hear
friend
about
to
no.
come on.
I don't want to
I
hear about
wish
no
I could get
talking
my
points. I
friend to
want the
come on
evidence.
social media. She don't
All
want to do
right.
social media. She says she don't like the internet Indians because they're always claiming people who don't. They're always claiming people who don't like them. She did her DNA test. She was what 88%, or she was 12%. It went back to the Cherokee tribe. Her whole family and everything got kicked off when they got money. You can get buried. That's why the black people is buried in the freedman cemetery.
All right,
All
y'all.
of
Y'all.
you go to Indian reservation, the black folks buried in the freedman cemetery. And I ain't knocking nobody if they got if they have
In the
Native
woods in the
American.
back and like with weeds and like stuff growing out the cemeteries, by the way.
Well, you know, white people hijack most of the Mongol tribes. So
Oh, there you go, trying to put that on white folks. I ain't got nothing to, nope. They ain't got nothing to do with white folks, them Native Americans. Everybody want to try to blame somebody that's them Native Americans. They're
All right.
them damn Native Americans. I don't worry about no $5 Indians and all that bullshit for people. I don't even care about that. They're them Native Americans.
you need to worry about those $5 Africans in North Africa.
Nobody you talking about called themselves that. How you gonna say they're African but then call them an Ottoman Turk?
Yo, Bakari, as a Arab or African?
No, they're Arab.
So if they're in Egypt or Morocco, they're not African.
It's a whole lot of black Egyptians.
No, I'm talking about French Montana and whiter people.
That motherfucker ain't no damn. That motherfucker is an Arab. I think he's a Berber, but I call all of them Arab.
He said he thinks so. That means you don't know. But if he's from Africa,
No, I'm saying I just call him an Arab.
Man,
he's African.
Yo, we gotta get out of here. Yo, Alquan, are you pan black?
Yeah, I'll say that.
Yo, Bakari, are you pan black?
I'm pan African, so that means I don't rock the Arab.
So the Arabs and the Boers and all of that stuff come along with us.
None of those people African. I'm
so
pan
you don't got the
African.
John. You don't got the John Brown complex.
African.
All right. I don't know. Arab.
Yeah,
Okay,
you call
Arab.
them Boers and Arabs and all that. If they were African, you would have just said African. The Boers call themselves
I say
Afrikaners.
Nigerians and Kenyans too, though.
The white folks in South Africa call themselves Afrikaners. They don't call themselves African.
Or they call themselves South Africans.
No, they call themselves Afrikaners.
And South Africans.
Nah, yeah, I was just messing with y'all.
I'm gonna say it like this, right? When I'm saying Pan African, I'm talking about the black ones.
Wait, hold up. Jose said the whole Mediterranean are the same people. That's flat out lie. That's not true.
The Greeks, the Turks.
That's not true.
What's the Mediterranean? Greeks. The motherfuckers the same.
No, they're not. The only thing that they have in common is being mixed race, but they're not the same. That's the thing where you come.
Hold on, are they black? Is they black, Alquan?
Well, was Anwar Sadat black? He's from the Mediterranean.
Is he? Tell me. Is he? I don't know who he is.
You can bring him up.
He was the president of Egypt.
Oh yeah, I don't know who he is, but I'm saying you said the Mediterranean people was mixed people. So they was black.
Hey, look
man,
at
we gotta get out of here. Well, make your point. We gotta go. Man.
Look, huh?
Is Mustafa Helpney black?
That's He's Mediterranean. He's Mediterranean.
Egypt is the Mediterranean.
Yeah, you got Muammar Gaddafi. You got the Nation of Islam. They say that he was a black man. A lot of people say he was a great African leader, African king.
Muammar Gaddafi was a damn Arab.
Yeah, go ahead and make your point because we got to close. We got to get out of here, bro.
They're mixed up, but I'm surprised Jose. I think he's of Portuguese origins, Cape Verdean, which is in Africa, and Portugal's in Europe. God damn it! I tell people, look at that Portuguese prime minister. And I was on here. I showed the picture of the guy on here before. Do they all look like the same? Even though Portugal is not really on the Mediterranean, but it's close enough. we got to stop getting our education from the white man because he lies. You got to educate yourself.
You the only one that go by the one drop rule that came from the white man. So I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what Psychopathia says too. I'm not a one dropper. Not that.
If you're saying a person is black and keeps out all well, because you try to avoid questions and don't actually. Because if I be like, "Are they black?" You like, they have black in them. I didn't say they have black in them. I said, "Are they black?" And the answer is yes or no, whether they're black or not.
See, that's what the one drop rule does. That's what that is. Yes or
yeah.
No. That's one dropper. I'm not a one dropper. So that's why I don't say yes or no.
But if you're saying they only have black, you're actually saying no, bro. Like that's no way around it. Even if you take 20 minutes to make an explanation, you're still saying yes or no. Like that's why I don't get why y'all make long explanations to say no. Like you're still saying they have black in them because when I say are you black, you be like yeah. You don't be like I have black in me. Like dude, like there's no like you're no matter how long you take.
You want to know why I say that?
Because there's a difference.
No, it's because I don't have a white parent. That's why, or some other type of parent.
So a white woman can give birth to a black child.
Man, I'd advise you to watch the Jonestown, Netflix.
A white man can have a black son. Give birth to a black son.
It's on YouTube. Watch the Jonestown. It's the Netflix production. Watch it and look at all those goddamn kids. And you tell me what you see.
Probably mulatto.
White man lie.
But I'm saying those kids weren't no lie.
No, because you just saying we going by the white man saying that was my point. You the only one going by what white people say when the one drop rule, bro.
But listen, here's my point. Most of those mixed kids were darker. Matter of fact, they look like what's my man, Muhammad. I forgot his first name. How can I forget his first name?
Khalid Muhammad?
Nah. You're Muhammad.
Ain't no my Muhammad.
The bald-headed guy from Philly.
Muhammad?
Nah, what the hell's his name? Muhammad.
Oh, guy from Philly.
The Muhammad you guys used to debate with.
I don't know.
With the glasses. He moved to Tennessee, then moved to Mississippi.
I don't know.
Come on, you know that guy, Muhammad. He used to go at it with Angel Snupnup.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. A lot of those kids of his complexion are darker. And they're
half. Oh, you talking about Maurice Muhammad?
Yeah, Maurice Muhammad. Yeah.
Man, that's a documentary. You didn't already say white people lie. They went over there. Didn't he just say they be lying every time? He said they lie, but then want to use all the information. Man, they put them kids over there.
There's a conspiracy, Hardcore. What are you talking about?
Kids, right? They got forecasters telling me his kids was about to be in a documentary.
I've often you watch that, you see those kids, how dark they are. You're gonna be scratching your head saying, God,
them forecast kids, man.
One guy that they had on the show, he's like, I had to make a choice between leaving my son or leaving the Jonestown. And then he said, if my son came with me, I had to come to the realization that he's black. And then when he said that at that particular point, then they showed a picture of him, of the son. And I was thinking to myself, well, damn, the son can't be too black because this guy is more or less white. But then later on, they showed the picture of the son. I said, God damn, that son is black.
You sound like goddamn Jane Elliott in here talking about it. Oh, it ain't no race. They talk about it's three races. Ain't no race. We all one human race. You sound like Jane Elliott right now, to be honest with you.
You hear me saying that? I'm just saying that the kids in that Jonestown
So
documentary.
let me ask you, Alquan, before I get off here, let me ask you, right? So the ones that come out looking white, they're just white then.
Well, they're still black, mixed with black, but I mean, when it comes down to looks and appearances, phenotypes, bottom line is, even if somebody's half white or 75% black, if they look white or they look black, that's what they're gonna be regarded as.
Yo, no disrespect, and I'm gonna put it on Bakari because I know he ain't gonna take it personal. Bakari, your family members are not black. You know what I'm saying? There's no, they could be. You could love them. I'm not like, yo, Bakari, you're horrible because you love them, but they're not black. You know what I'm saying? Do you accept that?
No, my family black. What's up, Shanique Ford? I just know that you was in there. What's going on? But now, no, my family.
Yeah, I think
before I
Shanique,
go, man, I'm
like
gonna go ahead
30
and say
minutes
this.
ago.
Alquan didn't want to close. I'm gonna get mine. I gotta get up early morning. J. Edgar Hoover is black. Donald Trump is black. John Madden is black. So when y'all get that Madden, whatever, the Madden 24, remember y'all supporting the black man. John Madden was black. John F. Kennedy was black. Pocahontas was black. Hopping Rabbit was black. He Who Howls with Wolves was black. So on that note, man, Forecast, thank you for letting me come up here, man. It was a good topic. And no, Khalid Muhammad ain't no damn agent. Now I'm being serious because I was just joking. I know everybody know that, but Khalid Muhammad ain't no damn agent.
Hey,
I
Bakari,
don't even give a
name
damn
one.
about him being a Mason. He wasn't no damn agent. He was a strong soldier. He was a general. That's what he was, and he should always be remembered as a general who paid the ultimate price for his people instead of trying to make him look bad while he's gone.
Hey, Bakari, hey, name one good white person.
Jane Elliott.
Yo,
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan did give some people cheese. People was constipated for a long time after they ate it, but they were he did give people some cheese.
Gave us some crack too.
If he gave
Yeah,
that, but
so did JFK.
So
did JFK. How about that? So did JFK.
No, he didn't.
How about that? So did JFK.
JFK was.
So we're gonna talk about JFK. That's what we're gonna get on.
So that's another thing. Black people start talking about him. He was the only president that cared.
What did he JFK? Hold on. I was just getting ready to hit the X. What did he care about, Alquan? Well, tell me what he cared about. Let's give me a minute and a half, right quick. Then I'm gonna let you go. I don't need that long.
I think we had this conversation before where I said even Eisenhower before him, he was kind of indifferent to the black cause, but he drew up the Civil Rights Bill. He gave us. He took on civil rights and told the governors of the South.
LBJ made a civil rights bill. What's up?
No. I said no. He after they knocked off Kennedy, they had LBJ sign it because Kennedy couldn't sign it at that point in time. So they just try to make LBJ look good, but LBJ's on record and on audio calling Martin Luther King a nigger. So what civil rights did he care about? But
okay, so now let me ask you a question, right? What did he do when matter of fact, I ain't gonna ask because you're gonna ramble and avoid it.
Yeah, so JFK looked out for Martin Luther King.
And then I lost my connection because I was trying to get his name. I can't ever remember it. The first black student at Ole Miss.
James Meredith.
James
Meredith.
That's his name. What did JFK do when he went there? Nothing. When they was calling him for help, he said, "Oh, Mississippi is different. There's nothing I can do." They were like, "You can't send no military protection." Oh, there's nothing you can do. This big, strong military in the United States.
Hey, you better not talk about this white man this way. You know this white man loved us. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you
what.
what.
The rest of the world is scared of. He said they couldn't go to Mississippi and do nothing. But all you had to do is watch. When was he president? He ain't go to Alabama and do nothing. He ain't go to Georgia and do nothing. He ain't go to New York and do nothing.
Did he go to Arkansas?
Talking about how
did he go to Arkansas?
And how can somebody care about you?
You see how he's avoiding that, right?
No. When did he go to? How long did it take him to go there?
The point is,
no, that now see who's avoiding the question because I know the history. So you may try to ask that question.
Tell us what Lyndon Johnson did. I'll tell you what. Go to.
Well, I'm not saying Lyndon Johnson was a hero. You the one that's saying this white dude was a hero.
Go on YouTube. You can listen for yourself the entire conversation of JFK. I think it's the Mississippi governor, and he's telling him, "I know you gotta do what you gotta do." And you got your people trying to ride you in Mississippi for this segregation.
And then after he said that, how long did it take him to do anything in Mississippi? What are you talking about? The point you're making is irrelevant.
I didn't make my point yet. He said, you got your local politics, but we got a constitution that we got to obey.
So why did
But he didn't do nothing?
So why did Martin Luther King start questioning them and telling black people not to support him because he left them in jail so long if he was telling them from day one what you trying to say, bro? What are you talking about?
You gotta understand the president.
I got it. But go ahead and make your excuses for the white dude. Go ahead.
It's not his job to be involved in every little thing because he has people that.
Lord have mercy. You see how quick that went to? Because you won't answer the question.
No, I'm talking about as far as getting people out of jail. This is what I'm talking about. That is
so why was he? So why even tell him that I'm gonna get you out of jail? And Martin Luther King wrote him like 7-8 letters and stuff like this. And he, oh yeah, I got you. Just hold on. I got you. Hold on. And Martin Luther King like, what the hell? This dude lying.
Did Martin Luther King get out of jail?
Like what? How long did it take? How long it took? Dude, okay, if I be like, oh, I'm gonna come bail you out tonight, and then I take 2 months to come bail you out, do it make a difference to you?
Yeah, if you say tonight, I expect.
Well, that's what he said. He said, we coming down right now to get you out. Did you actually?
He didn't say no right now.
He didn't say we getting you out now. He didn't say we he didn't say that. Is that what you saying? Cause I'm gonna bring this up. I'm bringing all of this up. So go ahead and tell me right now.
Maybe he said we'll work on getting you out of there. But all in all, even the president can't call a local municipality and say, "Oh, you arrested people on local charges. Release them."
So I mean, so why did Malcolm X say something about he never did anything ever at all?
Because
for
Malcolm X is an agent of the Nation of Islam, and
but the agent of Islam kicked him out for saying that, and they didn't want him to say that.
But after
he made his own mind up.
He wasn't talking about JFK like that.
Oh my goodness! You mean after he was dead?
No, after he got kicked out. So that's what I'm saying. Listen, don't take my word for it. Just go search.
I searched it, and that's why you keep saying you keep saying this don't matter, that don't matter.
Listen
how long did it take? Because
listen what I'm telling you. Just put in YouTube JFK phone conversations. Listen to them all. Don't make any prejudgments. Just listen to it, and then you make your mind up after that. Then, if you want to, put in Lyndon Johnson phone conversations.
Well, who's saying anything about Lyndon Johnson? Like,
I'm just saying, just for comparison's sake.
But that's the problem. You got to compare this dude to LBJ
Well,
to give him all the thing.
Don't compare him to anything. Just listen to his phone conversations.
Okay,
and you hear how he handles business.
But Khalid Muhammad may have been an agent though.
Only because he was a Freemason and member of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
But not
boy, them pretendians. Something wrong with them pretendians. I'm out, man. Peace and love. Something wrong with the pretendians.
All right, Hako, you got anything else to say, bro?
Thanks for letting me on to say the truth. All right, peace out. Everybody, you gotta stop falling for the rhetoric of JFK. That's propaganda. Listen,
we're gonna talk about JFK. I hope you show up because we talk Princess Diana just showed up. We're gonna talk about her. JFK, all the ones that y'all love so much, you know what I'm saying?
I don't give a damn about no Princess Diana.
I know you don't, but a lot of black people love. But you love JFK though, and that racist. You do.
Hey man, what you guys actually see? You call him a racist? It's not. There's no evidence on the record.
That racist white boy.
You love him. When you do the show,
that racist Irish white boy.
When you do the show, I want you to show his racism.
Okay, no problem.
I bet you can.
Okay, he was a good white. So JFK was the one good white man, is what you're saying.
All I'm saying is he looked out for black people when nobody asked him to.
Okay, so he was the one good white man, right? Yes
okay,
or no?
If you want to say so, yes.
Yes, he was. Okay, JFK was the one good white man that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Got you. All right, I hope you show up when we do that. Oh yeah, but I forgot, yo. I got to do the class thing. That's the slave ship thing. So it might have to be next week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Peace out, man.
All right, peace. Yo, real black gentlemen, they be BSing, you know what I'm saying? Buwana, shouts out to you, Shanique. Shanique gonna catch up. So I want to say shouts out to Shanique, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to you, JB, for coming through. Shouts out to Bakari and Hardcore Koku, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for coming through. Look, man, we fall for stuff real easily. Shouts out to Erica, Misty, Guy, you know what I'm saying? My bad. I didn't mean for the show to go for so long, but yo, it's so easy for us to give up our idols just for anything that anybody said, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even think that we take the whole evidence into consideration, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to let my brother Khalid Muhammad get the last words for the night, you know what I'm saying? Because he's definitely not an agent, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? We love JFK who do all of this crazy stuff, but, Khalid Muhammad who actually, went to places to stop black violence and did things for the black community. This is the agent. But let's give my brother Khalid Muhammad the last words. I appreciate that, real black gentleman, but I give y'all the last words tonight.
He was telling everywhere you go, but you didn't get away with him here tonight. You won't pull that small time stuff over on us. Khalid Muhammad wants a revolution. You damn right I want a revolution. I'm a revolutionary, fool. I believe, black man and woman, whatever you do, you should be a revolutionary. If you are a teacher, be a revolutionary teacher. If you're a student, be a revolutionary student. If you're a grandmother, a grandfather, be a revolutionary grandmother, or grandfather. If you're a father, be a revolutionary father. If you're a mother, be a revolutionary mother. Fight this bastard. Teach your babies to be revolutionary babies, even if they can't do nothing but fight this cracker with the baby bottle. Teach your babies to fight this bastard with the baby bottle. Be a revolutionary no matter what you do. Don't let this cracker come here and try to teach you how to be a revolutionary. Revolution means complete constructive change. This cracker don't want no complete constructive change. Revolution starts here and goes all the way around 360. The Bible puts it this way: as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. In the beginning, you ruled, black man and woman. In the beginning, it was your monetary system. In the beginning, it was your economic system. It was your system of government and jurisprudence. It was your academic system. It was your social order. But now a cracker wants you to accept one group of crackers over another group of crackers, and you never get back to your original godlike self. No good, black man. No good, black woman. I'm a revolutionary. If you're a rapper, be a revolutionary rapper. Rap revolutionary rap and liberation lyrics. If you write movies, be a revolutionary movie maker. Make movies that move and motivate the movement. Make some movies where we kill white folks in the movie so that we can understand our possibilities. The cracker will give you money if you are shooting your brother in the head with your Glock. If you're blowing your brother's brains out and blowing it all over the wall, boys in the hood, huh? Yeah. Menace to society. And if you question him about making movies killing black people, black on black, he says, after all, it's just a movie. Let's make some movies where we kill white folks. Be a revolutionary actor, a revolutionary musician, a revolutionary artist.
All right, so man, yeah, I appreciate y'all. Yo, I appreciate that, Koku. But yeah, that's the same video from last night, Koku. They did not listen to that whole video. I'll be willing to put money on, because if they did, they probably wouldn't have been saying what they said. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole thing was, I promise you, if you watch that video, they wouldn't have said what they said. But that's a whole nother thing, go back and listen to just like the first hour, Koku. You know what I'm saying? I kind of talked about it. So Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for coming on here. Shouts out to all of y'all, Real Black Gentlemen, Koku, Shanique, Jose, JB. I appreciate y'all. And, we see the truth. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a white savior to save you. You know what I'm saying? We are, at the end of the day, we are all we got. You know what I'm saying? So that whole white savior show, part 3 is coming up, I guess. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.